What's up? You know what time it is? About 3 or 4 minutes late, I guess. But we here, y'all. It's Sportstalk Uncut on the Ben Radio Network with Brandan and Bstrilla. Holding it down right now is my man Brandan. I don't know where the mother clowns are.
What up, G? What's going down, man?
What's happening?
You know, I'm always on time. I'm always here. I had to come in, repping my colors today, repping my squad today. Because I'm trying something a little different this year.
Well, guess what? You ain't gonna get no fight out of me about that being your squad.
Hey, it's cool. I understand the jadedness. I can't even argue with you about it. I understand the years of you dealt with more years of what's the word that we can come up with? Suckiness is the best word I can come up with than I had to deal with so far.
Well, funkiness sounds better than sunkiness.
So I had to come at least a couple bright spots on the squad. One of them being my man Darius Slay on the defensive side of the ball. So I like big play Slay. I'm gonna rep the jersey today. It's one my wife. It was her idea to get the Slay jersey. So when I then grabbed it, and it's good to go, man. I like it. The blue looks good on camera too, man.
Okay.
Got to step my game up. Some of our listeners be trying to call us out about our swag and saying that we fans and whatnot, but they ain't seen us in no jerseys, this, that, and the other. So I want to show them a little something.
Well, I don't know why you had to show them. They see them bums every Sunday in them same jerseys getting their butts whooped. So
they try to attack a brother fandom though. I ride with my team. I've seen 0-16, so I've been all the way to the bottom. G, I've been there, and I had to crawl back up and hope again. Well, so now I watch in hope and not in expectation.
Little do you realize you're still there.
You know what? They better, man. You got to admit you've seen something better with this collection of players.
Better than 0-16?
No, they're better than they've been, I think, in recent years, actually. Because they seem relevant from a competitiveness standpoint. Now, this last game with New Orleans wouldn't hold my point. My point wouldn't hold water if we just judge it off of that one game. But you saw how they fought back, too. I mean, they put themselves in the big hole. They fought back, came back, and made a game out of it.
Well, that sound like a typical Lion fan.
No.
They made a game out of it.
No excuses, and I'm not happy that we lost. Don't get me wrong.
You buying season tickets to see your team make a game out of it. That's pretty good.
I wanted to win that game. I was pissed off at that game because this is the first game this year that I thought my man Stafford.
Oh no, you wasn't pissed off.
No. This is the first game this year I thought my man Stafford actually had a horrible game. He played. He spotted them 21 points single-handedly.
He's really not playing horrible, man. He doesn't have any protection.
I understand that, but the first sack was his fault. He held that ball they protected for 8 seconds.
Yeah, man,
and he held that ball in the end zone. That's a cardinal rule. You don't do that.
Yeah, but he does not have protection.
Yeah, true. And
did you see how the opposing quarterback was being protected?
I did.
That's the way a quarterback is supposed to be protected.
And I told y'all, I proved my point with the whole left side of the O-line. Out of the 23 sacks that they've given up so far this year, what was it, 12, 13, 14, 15 of them came from the left side. And then there are probably 3 or 4 up the middle.
Well, that's 50%.
15 out of 23, that's more than 50%.
Well,
that's like 65, 70%. You got 8 left.
So, okay.
67% is what it is.
You're saying the Lions are a great team except for the left side. I get you.
The left tackle, left guard, and the center all need to step their game up. That's all I'm saying.
When the left side losing, so is the right side.
I mean,
man.
They lose as a team. I get that, G, but hear me out, though. I get they lose. We lose as a team, we win as a team, right? Yeah. But we give quarterbacks, when I say we, I mean society, we give quarterbacks all the glory when we win. But then when we lose, we want to say, a lot of times they don't put it just on that one player. But to me, the way that
but we only do that because the quarterback is the
most
high
important.
Position. Yeah, that's the only reason.
I get that, but I can point out where we're falling short is my point. And the main concern right now is the three positions from center to left guard to left tackle are the worst parts of the team right now, followed by Eric Ebron. Forget whatever position he called himself playing. Followed by Eric Ebron and all his drops and all their glory. And then the fact that the defensive line with Ziggy Ansah being like 60% because he's still playing hurt right now, they have no help on the D-line. We get no pressure, and we just lost Haloti Ngata for the season.
Well, I mean, I feel you, man. I feel your pain.
So that's my Lions.
I used to feel your pain, but I don't anymore because I know that team ain't gonna win nothing, never.
I mean, I tell you, I know your mantra of them not being committed to winning, but I thought bringing in Bob Quinn from the Patriots organization, approving a guy coming down through their personnel department that said we want to win now. And I think that the last two drafts and two off seasons, as far as acquisitions being made in the free agency, were the best two we've had in the last 10 years.
A coach can only coach what he got. He can only coach the personnel that he has.
So with Bob Quinn coming in and bringing in much better personnel than we've been accustomed to over the last 10 or 15 years, I think that's what's contributing to the Lions actually being in people's conversation nationally as a consistent playoff team and possible threat to contend for something real this year. So this bye couldn't have come at a better time. With all the injuries we got going on, a lot of teams been bit by the injury bug this year. Your team in particular, the Patriots,
but
the Ravens.
My team will be there though.
Yeah, right now. What is your team? 4-2 right now? Mm-hmm. And they're bit by the injury bug, so they got dudes that they done called up off the practice squad to come play some spots for them as well. A lot of teams going through, including the Ravens, who have more injuries than anybody in the NFL right now.
And but that's fine. That's a part of football. But see, here's the thing. Just don't want to win. They just don't want to win. I mean, you can bring Bill Belichick over to the Lions. They still wouldn't win.
You mean organizationally?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people been saying it for a long. They thought when William Clay passed the reins on that it was going to change. People think that I honestly don't think Martha's running the team, to be honest with you. She's there as owner, but I don't really think she's making football decisions.
No, she's making financial decisions.
That's it.
Well, but that's what an owner does. That's why they hire a GM. That's why they hire a coach. That's why they
true.
Yeah,
but you got some owners like Robert Kraft who actually has a hand in wanting that success on the field for his team. More of a hunger to win than what the Lions have had historically. I think we're turning that corner though.
Well, but that's in recent years that owners are, like Jerry Jones and people like that are actually active with the team. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, those people are business people. They just their business happens to be football, but they don't really get into the day-to-day running of the team.
Right, operations of it.
Yeah.
And I get it. We in Detroit, we all know it that the ownership of this team has two other conglomerates that are more important to them than a football team. We understand that, Ford and the Firestone Tire Company.
Well, but not so much that, as much as it is they don't have an attendance problem. The Lions didn't. They don't have. I mean,
last time they had one was after the 0-16 season.
Yeah, and
they used Calvin Johnson and Matthew Stafford to fix that.
Mm-hmm. And now they right back serving that same soup up.
I don't know, G. I think it's a better team now. I see something different in them as far as where they don't come out looking like losers. I used to see the loser mentality on their face. Well, you don't see it on their faces like that anymore.
I see it.
You looking through jaded eyes. No, that's what that is.
I mean, I must have some kind of valid point. They keep losing and losing bad.
I mean, but nobody expected them to even have 3 wins after the first 6 games of this season, to be honest with you.
Well,
they were looked at to be 1-5 right now. And I ain't happy with 3-3 because honestly, those 3 games we lost, we could have won. We should be 6-0 right now.
But see, here's the thing. You have already set your mind that that these dudes are going to, at best, be a 500 team. That's what you're saying.
No. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is...
You said that nobody expected them. So you saying that they've already exceeded expectations.
In the masses. I'm not saying... I don't have...
I'm not saying you. I'm saying...
From a fandom perspective, their whole fan nation. I get what you're saying.
They've already exceeded expectations.
But it's a lot of fans out here still... fans are still angry about the losses and the way they lost those games.
Well,
like the way you lose the Falcons game was the most Lions way you could lose the game.
Yeah, but you be angry every season. That's not nothing new. But when you really angry, you'll stop supporting the team. You'll stop buying their memorabilia. You'll stop buying tickets, and then you'll see a change. Until then, you won't.
We'll be in the playoffs. We'll win a playoff game. I ain't going as far as Ike can say we're gonna win the Super Bowl. I don't know if he really believes.
Now
that.
Y'all going to the going to the playoffs.
We've been in the playoffs the last 3 out of 4 years, 3 out of 5 years.
And have you got out of the first round?
It's time to take that step. That's why baby steps, man. Baby steps. I'm not one that jumps crazy to say we're gonna go from 6-10 or whatever a team does and jump to the Super Bowl. That's not my mentality. It steps to this thing. We didn't make a splash like that where we brought in a bunch of high dollar, high caliber players like a Von Miller and a Marcus Peters to come and turn this team around. We've been building slowly, and I think we've been building the right way. It's just about getting those other pieces in place.
Well, how do you feel, listeners and viewers? Call in and tell us about your beloved Lions. 248-429-7224. We want to hear from you today. I don't think that the Lions are going to make the playoffs. I felt like last season they should have made the playoffs, but I don't think this year they will.
I think this team is actually better than last year's team. From a full spectrum, this is a better team, more well-rounded team.
Well, one thing about that, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they can beat Southeastern High School.
And we'll get back into the NFL a little later because I want to talk about how the Aaron Rodgers injury changes the landscape of the NFC North and of the NFC itself, actually. Mm-hmm. So I want to wait for the guys to get here for us to discuss that because today we were supposed to bring in our top 10 quarterbacks. I got my list together. I want to see if they got their list together. I'll discuss that when they finally show up to work.
I don't even know how y'all put together a top 10
quarterbacks.
It ain't but 3 quarterbacks in the whole league. So I don't know how y'all got all the way to 10, but okay.
I mean, it's 32 teams. You still whether they're good or not, you can still do a top 10. I mean,
yeah,
they're the top 10 out of those 32.
Yeah, and actually you can say, okay, well, 2 of them are good. No, 1 of them is great. 2 of them are good, and the rest of them are terrible. There you go. Now round it out.
Cynical, man. That's cynicism right there, man. So what do you think about NBA opening night? 2 games, star-studded. You had Houston and all their moves going against the Golden State Warriors, and we know what they are. And then you had Kyrie versus LeBron. I feel like they did that on purpose when that trade happened. We're going to move this to the first game of the season. I don't know if it was already set, but I feel like it wasn't.
I really don't have an opinion about the NBA right now. Last season, I felt like I wasn't going to watch them. Mm-hmm. They made some moves, but all of the major moves have primarily been made in the West.
Yep.
So I don't see where it's going to be any different.
And taking talent from the East to the West even.
Yeah.
So
I don't see where it's going to be any different. In my opinion, that brand, the NBA brand is in trouble. It's in trouble.
I got to see what they do marketing wise this year. From a PR standpoint, how do they push those teams that we know that people watched all summer with all the moves they made to pique people's interest? And there's ways to do it. I want to see what they do.
You got a lot of fans that feel like, why in the hell would I watch the Eastern Conference? For what?
Because the champ coming out of the West.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
for sure. On paper, before injuries.
Yeah, I mean. It's deep. It's deep. I don't. It used to be where I would rush home to get home by game time. To be in place. To get my dinner and watch the game. And I no longer have that desire.
Yeah, it's been a while since I was that way about basketball.
Yeah,
I still love football. Got a love for it that way. But basketball, the last time I was like, I can't miss tip off. 2008-9. Around that time, man.
Yeah,
it's been that long.
It's and I think this guy that's supposed to be the president, I think he has a lot to do with people not being interested also, because you know, his defiant attitude about everything. It seems like it's bringing all of the crazy people
To the forefront.
to the forefront.
Yep.
You know, and now when you watch, you know, ESPN and Fox and all and the other networks, they're talking about what this dude has got to say.
Yeah, they're talking about all the other issues outside of sports.
Yeah,
and I'm with you on that. It does make it unfun because a lot of people, honestly, if we're just looking at it from a sports perspective, sports is a fantasy world for fans. What I mean by that is you lean on sports to escape your everyday life.
Yeah, to escape.
I mean, and
that's why we buy memorabilia,
right?
So we can put on a shirt and put on a cap and
be a part of something.
And be a part of something that's just fun.
Right.
Just, you know, something that you just enjoy.
And you know, in the grand scheme of things, it means nothing.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything, but it's just like you said, it's about getting away from, it's like a virtual reality machine without some, contraption on your head.
Yeah.
And a lot of people may feel the way you feel and say, I don't want this in my sports. I want my sports separate from this.
Well, but I'm not saying that I don't want this in my sports.
No, I mean what Donald Trump is doing.
Yeah. I don't want him in nothing, because I know he's a damn fool. But to have this guy who knows nothing about sports
at all, some people don't believe he know anything about business. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, he doesn't,
because he don't file bankruptcy more than a little bit.
Yeah. So, but when you have that bully pulpit, things that you say are important.
Mm-hmm.
And they can be negative or they can be positive. And it seems like this guy chooses negativity over positivity.
He's playing to his base.
Yeah, and I get that. But guess what? His base are the people that go and sit in these arenas at 20,000 people at a time and are in there looking at other people with disdain.
You know what? You're 100% right about that. Just at the Lions game, and it's something I wanted to bring up before, and I kind of commend them for what they did as an organization. A lady was sitting during the national anthem. Mm-hmm. It was her decision to sit during the national anthem. Mm-hmm. A man behind her, without her permission, took her picture, posted something on his social media, calling her basically an ignorant nigga. Mm-hmm. Using those words. Mm-hmm. This is a business owner in the Metro Detroit area. Mm-hmm. Well, when backlash happened, she actually, and I think he said something to her too while she was there. So Lions have a policy where they have a text you can send something to if you've been wronged while in their stadium. Mm-hmm. She did that. They did their research. They saw his post. They banned him from Ford Field for life. Great. He had to forfeit his season tickets.
Great.
And he can no longer come to Ford Field again.
That's great.
And I thought that was an awesome thing. And he's one of those people who you were just describing.
Yeah. See, but why is it that people can't understand that you don't have an obligation to do anything? You don't have an obligation to do anything. When people say that they don't believe in going to war because of their religion, how do you have a problem with that?
Right. Agreed.
If you believe in going to war, then that's your prerogative. Right. Go to war.
And those who don't believe it can stay out of your lane.
Yeah. Or go to jail or face the consequence, whatever it is. If they don't, you have people who have lost loved ones because they didn't want their loved one to have a blood transfusion.
True. I lost an aunt like that.
These things happen in America. Mm-hmm. And how can you claim land of the free, home of the brave, when all you do is tell people what it is they should be doing?
Right. It's supposed to be a democracy, but you guys try to slip in their dictatorship.
I've never, listen, I haven't stood for the national anthem since high school. I haven't, and I won't. And I don't see any reason to. I don't even think that the national anthem applies to me and my people at all.
Yeah. So I don't honestly, I'll take it a step further. I don't think it should be our national anthem. I think it should be.
But here's the thing:
removed as the national anthem.
Okay, well, whether you think it should or it shouldn't, let me ask you this question: when did we have a say about what our national anthem should be?
Never.
And who asked us?
Not one time.
When we are somewhere congregated and we want to play Lift Every Voice and Sing, do you think that other people are going to stand?
Probably not.
More than likely not.
Yeah.
Because they don't recognize our national anthem as a national anthem.
That's true.
Because they don't even recognize us as a people.
That's great points. Those great points, G. Those not points I will argue with. I'm glad we got into this particular topic while we're talking about NBA, because there were some owners meetings going on, and I don't know, fans, if you guys have been paying attention to the stories related to these meetings, but since training camp, owners have been having meetings, and they've put together an ownership group to try to get ahead of this whole protest or social injustice issue going on before the actual season started. And what they wanted to do was try to approach it in a way that wouldn't cause more divisiveness that's already been caused by comments from the president of the United States, already trying to change the bottom line of what the whole protest was about. And in those meetings, you had one of the owners. Now, we all know in the NBA, it's 30 teams, and pretty much all the owners, the majority owners, are white men. They're Caucasian men, right? With that being said, one of those owners in some of those owners meetings that have been going on actually put on the table to say, I would recommend that we no longer play Star Spangled Banner during when we're displaying the colors before games. I would rather us play America the Beautiful. And I thought, and that's something I've been thinking about in conversations before getting on the show and all this, before all this stuff happened with Kaepernick and all that. I always thought we should change the national anthem to either America the Beautiful, or if I never thought they would adopt Lift Every Voice and Sing, but that's another option.
No, it's not. No, that's not an option.
I mean, in my mind, I'm saying, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's not even an option.
But
Fix your mic, Ike.
I thought it was a great idea to do it that way, to get rid of the Star Spangled Banner. And his whole point was the third verse. And everyone knows what's in the third verse about, killing slaves, and can't escape the grave and all this kind of stuff. And this is a Caucasian billionaire NBA owner that's suggesting this. Now, if they would do it, it remains to be seen. But I thought it was a great suggestion.
Well, we can suggest a lot of things. And just because we suggest things does not mean that in our hearts and in our minds, that's how we feel about an issue. See, they're billionaires, and this is all a game to them. Not the game of football. This is the game of business. And business people are going to do what is best for their businesses. Fine. But just to show you how people are, where in the hell are they getting that someone is disrespecting their funky flag and their funky song?
Those are the ones.
Who's doing that?
No, I mean, but those,
nobody's doing that.
We know who that is, though. G, those are the ones who don't want to have the real conversation. Those are the ones who don't want to see that because you wake up as a white guy in America that you are a step ahead already. But they don't want to see that.
But see, we don't have to sugarcoat things on our show.
We really don't.
They are liars. They are making false narratives. See, it's a difference between someone who doesn't understand and someone who is blatantly lying. These people, and even the people who get in line with this false narrative, they are also liars.
Right.
And they want to pretend that they are right, knowing that they're wrong.
And I've heard plenty of veterans. I was just talking to a guy the other day. His dad was a World War II veteran. Nothing. He said his dad didn't fight for a cloth or a song. His dad fought for the people.
Yeah, but see,
his dad fought under orders, but for the people next to him and for the people at home.
Well, guess what? The truth of the matter is this. Some people don't fight for the cloth, the anthem, the country. Some people went to war because guess what? They had no other way to generate money to feed their families back at home. So why are we trying to pretend that everybody that goes to war is a hero? Some people go to war to stay out of jail. Some people go to war because that's the only way that they could get a job. There are many reasons, man, that people have gone to the armed services. And I can tell you this. It's probably a very small percentage of people that feel like I want to go and defend my country.
True. And a lot of times those guys
Who
that feel that
wants
way
to go
come
and
from a
have
certain
bullets
demographic.
shot at them, man? Who just wait? You know, yeah, there's some little boys that grow up and see an army picture and don't really know what war is about, and they want to go and make a career out of the armed services. But ask a dude after he's been there.
Right.
Ask him what he thinks after he sees what war is really like.
I understand. And the same gentleman I'm mentioning, I was talking to, was a 50-something-year-old Caucasian man talking about his dad from World War II. He said his dad, if anybody in their family mentioned World War II, his dad immediately would go into tears and shut down. No one could say anything to him. He didn't want them talking about it, because that's what happened to him over there.
But if we're supposed to be so patriotic in this country, again, and we covered this on our last broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
But why when these people come home with diseases that we don't even know nothing about, why can't these men get the proper care? Why do these men come home from fighting and may not have a home to live in?
No job.
And
no
nobody says, you know what? Give him a house.
Right. I agree.
And don't give him a house in the ghetto. Give him a nice house.
And look how backwards this is.
Anybody ever heard the government doing that?
Nope. But look at a politician. Let you become a representative. You get lifelong health care for you and your family. Mm-hmm. You get a lifelong salary. Mm-hmm. And I think the salary is up to like $200,000 or something like that now. Mm-hmm. Why is this guy who ain't did nothing but sit in some rooms and fake like he was making decisions about people that he say he care about that he really don't care about, getting this type of treatment where these guys who are like the man I'm just talking about, who literally lost his mind now. He can't even mention what happened over there or mention the place without going into this shell or whatever. And there's more guys that got worse off than him. They can't come home and get that same type of health care going on for the rest of their life and for their family. Can't get a job to take care. Can't get a salary for the rest of their life for their family.
Well, it's strange. We're supposed to be, by their standards, savages, don't know how to conduct ourselves, belligerent, lazy. We're all of these things. But we don't create false narratives.
True.
We don't create false narratives. The man said that he was trying to bring attention to social injustice. That's all he said. He hasn't said anything, and he peacefully did it.
He did.
He didn't grab nobody. He didn't spit on nobody. So when we march, they got a problem with us. When we take a knee, they got a problem with us. Yep. When we act a fool and tear up the buildings and set stuff on fire, they got a problem with us. Mm-hmm. What are we to do in this country to let it be known that we care about ourselves? What are we to do? What are we to do?
Sit down and be quiet.
Well, wait a minute, but that's what the boy was doing in his car when he told the man that he had a legal weapon in the car. He was sitting there, and he lost his life.
Or the little boy in Cleveland who was playing in the park with a toy gun, 11 years old. The cop pulled up, screeched his tires, jumped out shooting. He didn't even get a car chance to stop.
So really, Ike, even when we shut up and be quiet, it's like I have every day I gain more and more respect for Colin Kaepernick. Every day I gain more respect for him because somebody got to be the first to do it, man.
Yeah. And he gave up his life. He literally gave up his livelihood to do it.
Yeah. Well, he has now, through his attorneys, filed a lawsuit against the NFL.
Yep. Collusion.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to win.
Well, I don't see how. Well, I can't see how.
You see how.
I can't see how.
He's not going to win.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what's pretty much going to happen. He'll probably win locally, statewide. They're going to appeal, go to federal courts of appeal. He lose.
Wow. And all he wants to do is get his job back.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
He doesn't even want any money.
Yeah, he said they're colluding to keep him from working because you got 30 other quarterbacks counting. We talk not starters, we count backups who are statistically worse than him, who are physically not on his level, playing and he's not. How crazy is that?
So he has proof.
He had the second best touchdown to interception ratio when you count career-wise of everybody in the NFL. Only person that was better than him throughout their whole career so far has been Aaron Rodgers.
But let me ask you guys this, and this is with all due respect. If you feel that Colin Kaepernick is just in what he was attempting to do, how do you still support that league?
Good question.
Oh, that's a good question for me. I'm gonna
go. I go to the game. I got my tickets as a gift, and I wasn't going. I can't give them back. They're non-refundable, so I go.
I had my tickets before he protested. I'm having my tickets after he protests.
So
just being honest.
So,
man, my wife and I talked about it. Honestly, you can ask her. We actually had that conversation.
No, I mean, I'll take you at your word.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a judgmental thing.
Yeah. We talked about it, and she said, "Well, what do you want to do? I mean, it's $1,600. We can eat it because they already got our $1,600, whether we go or not. So,
well, let me ask you.
They got it. I might as well go watch.
Well, let me ask you this way: your daughter's in a dance troupe. She's in an organization, and she came home and she said to you, this dance organization is racist and they're not treating me right. And I don't want to quit. I want to make a stand. Do you support her or do you pull her out of the dance company?
At the age she is now, I'll pull her out and take her somewhere else. Because she's 11 at this point, and I you know what? Let me take a step back, G. Let me take a step back. I would have to see what she came up with as her stance and what she wanted to do, and we'd have to discuss it to make sure what she wanted to do was effective. For regardless of if somebody thought it was disrespectful, that part I don't care. But if what she was going to do was going to be effective, I would be all in with her.
Well, you would have no way of knowing if it was going to be effective.
No, I mean, from what my feelings on it, me and my wife discussing it, talking to her with it. We thought, kids' thoughts. If she had a thought that actually I felt like could make a difference, even whether it could or couldn't in real life, if I felt like it could make a difference, I'm getting behind it. That's what I'm saying. But if again, my daughter still thinks childlike at this point, so that's a tough question for me. If she was older and had a little more up here to even handle that type of scenario.
Well, she apparently could handle it. She understood that someone was treating her unfairly. Let's take this call.
Hello, caller. You on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Ontario calling from Memphis.
Ontario, he done turned into a regular. What up, boy?
Mr. Ontario, what would you like to add?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to support good stuff. I got one question, man. This pertaining to the sports group that we in. I just want to get y'all opinion on. I ain't gonna say nothing. When you got a fan, and I'm gonna call out a name. His name is Mark Thomas. Do you think fans are, I guess they dazed by fandom because they're a fan of the team, that they think everybody that has something that's not positive to say about their team is hating? How do y'all feel about that?
So who is this team?
The Patriots.
Okay.
So we're gonna let G answer that one.
And I'm gonna have an answer for it too.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Memphis. The term hating that we use so loosely now, I don't agree with it and I don't like it. Because people can have an opinion and it not be positive and not necessarily be hating. Their knowledge of the game and the team may just cause them to not care for that organization and the way they run their team. I don't see that as hating. I just see it as, some fans have, you got some fans that have a lot of football knowledge and they've been watching the game and coaching the game and playing the game and they just see it's like, I hate the Lions. They're my home team. But I don't like the organization because the organization does not have a commitment to winning.
Because they sell cars.
Yeah. Well, whatever the reason is, I know that they don't want to win.
Exactly.
So me saying that they terrible is not just because I am hating on them. I'm talking about from top to bottom, the organization is terrible. It's just terrible.
And the Patriots are a great organization. They do win.
But guess what?
They bend the rules just all the way back.
Yeah, but guess what? But guess what? But see, you really, in all fairness, you can't say that the Patriots are bending the rules because there's a league that governs. There's someone that governs the league.
Okay.
Right.
That will come from a Patriots
fan. My thing with them is just I just can't understand. My thing he what we got on about this is why he say I'm a hater. Is that I feel like this when you're talking about,
Go right ahead.
We ain't say nothing.
I said, it's kind of like, to me, when it comes to a team, it's like, I feel like the credit should be evenly distributed. So it's like, if the defense is good and the offense is not as good and the defense carries the offense, I think that you should give credit to both because, the offense has to stay on the field for the defense to be effective, blah, 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 blah. So when I say those things to him, like he thinks Tom Brady is the greatest, and most people do.
He's right.
I disagree in the point of saying that it takes a lot of players around him and defensive players, offensive players to make him what we consider the greatest.
Well, you might
give credit to those other guys because if it wasn't for those Troy Browns, if it wasn't for those Antoine Smiths, if it wasn't for these guys that they said along the years that were trash, how could he be considered the greatest when Vinatieri won 3 of your Super Bowl? Well, a defensive player won the other Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to give credit where credit is due. Dude is a great quarterback. Well, I'm saying that on the show.
Good. I'm glad you ain't lost your complete mind. You need to say that.
So let me ask him a question. So you don't think he's the greatest quarterback of what time? Or this era or ever in the NFL?
I don't think that he's the greatest quarterback, period, whether you say this era or not, because you still have to give credit to those other guys. And when you put in place, when you're talking about game-winning drives where you're putting a quarterback in the position to win the game, Joe Montana has had more, Matt Stafford has had more game-winning. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we're talking about championships, of course, you're going to say, he's the greatest. He has 5 rings, blah, 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 blah. But he's not the first player to have 5 rings.
Hold on. You know you said Joe Montana, okay? Now, if you compare the team Joe Montana had on offense and defense.
Was a way better team.
Joe Montana had one element that you leaving out. Jerry Rice, the greatest receiver of all time.
He had like 5 Hall of Famers on both sides of the ball.
So when you say, and only time, and this is what made Tom Brady just about great. I'm just going to help you out. The only time he ever had a great receiver like that was 1 year. That's when he got Randy Moss.
That's it.
So he's pretty much been dominating this field with guys who ain't really all-stars.
They were throwing other teams.
He's not really the greatest receivers as a receiver roster.
And when we say that,
to me, that's disrespectful.
No, it's the truth,
guys, because you saying that they're trash.
I didn't say they were trash.
No, we said they were. No one said they were trash. We said other teams threw them away. That's true. When you get cut by another team, that's them throwing you away.
That would be true. But what I'm saying is they wasn't Pro Bowl receivers and or Hall of Famer receivers.
Or game changers.
So name all the receivers. If you line them up and you look at their stats before they got with Tom Brady, and then when they got with Tom Brady, you see a different improvement.
See, what people don't understand about the Patriots is that it's about coaching and organization.
Their execution is above all.
So let me ask you this question. So who do you think is the greatest quarterback of all time?
I don't think there's a greatest because it's so many errors and
give me
things you have to equate when it comes to
we got a fence straddler here, people.
Okay, well, let me break this down for him because I get his point because he's talking about great players can be a tailback, a running back, a safety.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. I get your point. However, when we speak about great quarterbacks, we are comparing them to the other quarterbacks. Let's forget about the fact that Randy Moss was great at wide receiver. Let's forget about that for a second.
And you got to remember, all quarterbacks had to have somebody catch the ball. I mean, they can't throw it to themselves.
Well, they wouldn't be a quarterback.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm trying to get him to see. You can say there's a greatest at that position.
So let's ask him this way. All right, Memphis. If we compared all the quarterbacks in history, who would you deem the top quarterback?
Top three.
Yeah, let's go top three. We don't have to pick one.
Let's go top three. In any particular order. Caller.
Well, I mean, mine is just going, differentiate from everybody else's because I don't see a person that's
give us your top three.
I think it's based on.
Give us your top three.
Yeah, forget the commentary.
Give us the commentary with. We just need your top three.
I think for the first time since in the broadcast, I have actually met a hater.
Give us your top three. Just your top three. We don't who care why or when. Just give us your top three.
Three names.
Quarterback only.
Terry Bradshaw.
Okay, Terry Bradshaw. Joe Montana.
And
John Elway.
In that order?
Not necessarily.
But them your top three.
Now, it's interesting.
Those are top competitors at the quarterback position. I won't say one is greater than the other because everybody had their aspect. One had a defense, one had an offensive line, one of them had better receivers, one of them had better catching receivers, one had better route running receivers. So that's, in my opinion, if I had somebody to lead my team, guys based on what they had around them.
Okay. Well, you know what's interesting though about his picks.
Mm-hmm.
Last year,
here we go.
last year, I said on the air, on the record, that
Terry Bradshaw
was a better quarterback than Joe Montana.
You said last year he was.
And they said absolutely not.
And I'm still saying it.
I totally agree with the better quarterback. He got 4 rings. The dude could toss the rock. He could read defense.
Joe got 4 rings?
Well,
2.
Yeah. They I mean, see, and that's kind of it is hard to see. It's
hard to compare errors.
It comes down to it's not hard to compare errors. It comes down to what you like.
True. That's true.
Exactly. There you go.
It comes down to what you like.
And you know what?
That is why I don't pick a grade.
I'm gonna tell you something else. Now, as a kid, Terry Bradshaw was my quarterback, but I'm gonna tell you who I thought with what he was working with was better than all those guys. Fran Tarkenton. And I thought that because he was undersized, he was slow, but he was a winner. So it just depends on what it is you like.
True. And guys who are
a lot of people didn't like Terry Bradshaw because he was bald headed and talk country.
He looked like Hulk Hogan.
But he was a bad boy.
Now, I'll tell you this. It's some people out there who, even though he never won a ring, he never sniffed the championship, thought Dan Marino, to this day, was the best quarterback they've ever seen play the game.
One of the best to ever do it.
I never liked it.
So you telling me if he had
I never liked him?
That Brady had, that he couldn't win 5 rings? We can't
say that.
He couldn't win. He couldn't win. He had the Super Duper brothers and couldn't win.
He wasn't a winner. I didn't like him.
You can't say that because it's just like
I can't say that
he didn't win.
I can't say that he didn't win
because he didn't win.
He didn't have Tom Brady's team.
What?
You don't need.
He had the super duper brothers at receiver.
He had no defense though. I gotta give him that. That when Mark Duper and Mark Clayton were there, their defense was horrible.
Well, see, that's the thing about a team sport. You know,
it takes all the pieces together.
It takes all the pieces to make a winner.
And
but
that's what my point.
It takes a leader.
Yeah, but guess what? If those guys drop those passes, don't catch those passes, Tom Brady is just the
If Tom Brady done had to throw the ball to bums.
Listen, if we had a fit, we'd be drunk.
They weren't bombs if they caught the ball.
Exactly. It's just like when Ariza played next to Kobe. He played like a superstar.
Exactly. Not how he played in Houston.
Terrible. So you gotta have that leadership
you don't have
quality.
A leader, but at the same time, you still got to make the shot. That's just like Robert Orr. He got more rings than the average man, but he knocked down the shot where it needed to be. So you got to give him maybe not as much credit.
Look at the leaders that he played for. Look at the leaders that he played for.
Credit though.
Oh, it's no. You can't take. He is Big Shot Bob. But look at the people who led the teams that he was shooting the ball for.
And here's their point about Dan Marino and Tom Brady to kind of taper that argument off. Tom Brady made the people around him better. Didn't Dan Marino?
They made him look.
You got to understand quarterbacking, man, because you throw the ball 6 inches to the left, 6 inches to the right, 6 inches too low, 6 inches too high.
You miss.
You get a guy killed. You get a drop. You get an interception. Or he don't get run after the catch. All of that stuff matters, and where he puts the ball is impeccable. Whereas with Dan Marino was a run and shoot, go deep type of guy. And shotgun, he was almost what Stafford is as far as a gunslinger.
He just throw it up in the air.
And he just throw it out there for the guys to go get it.
That's all he was doing.
And I ain't saying Dan Marino wasn't a bad boy, because he was. But Tom Brady is one of the most accurate. One of the smartest is reading defenses. He's Peyton Manning and Dan Marino in one.
I wouldn't even put Marino in the same class with Brady. There are guys that. Well, I'm gonna tell you, because number one, he ain't never won nothing. He had his opportunity.
You can't blame, but you saying he never won it, but you just said a couple minutes ago that it's a team sport.
So it is a team,
you might play a better team.
Okay.
Just like when they played.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay. I did say that, Memphis, but let me ask you this.
Brady Slayer.
Who usually makes the most money on a team?
Well, normally the quarterback, if you're talking about a football team.
Absolutely. There is a reason that is a high-profile, high-paying position. Who takes the most abuse on a football team?
Who the most important player on the football team?
The lineman. The lineman, because if they don't, blocking and tackling is the essence of football. If you don't block, you can't pass. If you don't tackle, you can't.
I agree with you. That's why the Lions is bums.
Because the offensive line is
line won't protect a guy that can actually play the position.
They won't run the ball too.
Because they can't open holes. The offensive line can't open holes to run the ball. If you're a running back and the hole open when Stafford give it to you, and by the time you take a step, it's closed and the dude is in your face. What you expecting? Everybody can't beat Barry, man.
I gave you stats. Barry had that year where y'all had running backs and y'all still couldn't win. Stafford was still losing y'all games. So you can't blame that and say, well, we don't have a running game.
Talking about 1 year out of the last 15.
I mean, no,
that's not a consistent running game, bro. And just because, and you actually, you can't put running backs receiving yards in the running game, because Theo Riddick is one of the best receivers in the league. He's a running back though.
Y'all have 1,500 from scrimmage.
How we get off the quarterback?
Well, Memphis, let me ask you this.
He wanted to skew the conversation.
In your opinion, is the quarterback in the NFL? Well, I won't even say in the NFL. In football, is the quarterback overrated in your opinion?
When it comes to
playing football,
I can't say it's overrated, but I do think they get too much of the credit.
So that would be yes.
That would be yes.
Are you saying yeah to that then?
Yes, it's overrated in Memphis' opinion. I'm gonna help him out.
No, it's not overrated, but at the same time, you still have to give credit to the guys that's catching, that's blocking, that's kicking.
They give credit to those guys. Tom Brady give credit to those guys.
Those guys get credit. They just don't get. Quarterback is the high profile.
How many times have you heard Tom Brady being blamed for when they lose?
It's usually not his fault because the ball is usually where he puts it.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
The ball is usually where he puts it.
And the only time I heard it in recent memory, one of the games earlier this year, they put on him. They said he had a bad day. He said he had a bad day.
Well, one bad,
and everybody can have a
one bad day
everybody
out of a million years.
Most of the time, it's not Brady throwing an interception or too many interceptions that lose the game.
He put it in the right spot.
It's normally if they got the ball, and this what makes Brady special. I'm gonna just tell you what makes Brady special. Give him the ball with any time on the clock, regardless of where you at on the field. He's going to get you in scoring position. He's done that time and time and time again. He's do that in regular season.
Rodgers, in my opinion, is better at that.
What? No, Aaron Rodgers is not.
Aaron Rodgers can get you anywhere, anytime. If you give him 18 seconds, dude can get you in field goal.
18 seconds.
That's why they're the two best quarterbacks in the game, though.
You give me 18 seconds, I'm a great quarterback.
But that also depends on with Aaron Rodgers, he's really not what we think he is. I think now in his case, I think that he gets protection. He gets the time to throw.
And Brady does it?
Well, no, he gets the time to throw as well, but Aaron Rodgers is not as pinpoint accurate as this man is with a football.
Not.
No, he's not.
I'll get Rodgers the better deep ball too than Brady though. He got a better deep ball. Well, when we talk accuracy with a deep ball.
Well, you just threw that in there.
No, I'm saying
I'm talking about passing percentages.
Here's the thing: what Brady's good at.
Their passing percentages are both of them are. I think Aaron Rodgers has a higher one from a career perspective.
From watching them both play, this is what I see. Brady is better than Aaron Rodgers. He's better with the crossing routes, the short passes, and moving a change constantly and moving. When you look up, oh God, they done created 50 yards in the 20 seconds. Aaron Rodgers is good at scrambling with his feet better. This is Ike talking. This is Aaron Rodgers. He's better at scrambling, and adding additional time because defenders don't know if he's going to run or throw.
Yep.
So they add a limbo every time he rolled out that pocket. So he actually gets himself extra. Listen, I'm just saying what I see. He hits himself an extra 3 to 4 seconds every time he do that because you don't know if he's going to run or throw. Now, he's very accurate with the ball because I done seen him throw some passes where only his receivers can get it.
Running to the left, and he's right-handed.
But if you comparing the two, we know Tom Brady really don't run. Everybody know Tom Brady's really not going to take off. He's really a pocket guy. But what he do good at, he's the greatest, and I'd say this better than anybody I've seen play the game of quarterback. When it comes to them short passes and moving that chain, he going to do that in about 45 seconds.
And I'll add this to it, movement in the pocket. I've seen Tom Brady not see a man coming from his blind side. The guy swipes at the ball. He dipped his shoulder. Just a subtle little move. The dude fell to the side of him, and he delivered the ball on time downfield with accuracy. And I'm like, how the heck did he? There's no way he saw him coming. He wasn't even in his peripheral. I don't know how he saw it.
So Memphis, can we agree to that, or you disagree with that statement about what I just compared Brady and Aaron Rodgers?
I agree. I agree, but at the same time, I think you still have to break.
Now, if I had a choice,
been in this system for 15 years.
Now, if I had a choice, me personally, if I had a choice, I like guys who can scramble. That's just me. That's my preference. I want a guy who can roll out the pocket.
That's why your guys can't
scramble to throw.
Huh?
Both.
Both. I don't care. I don't care if you scramble to throw or scramble to run, as long as you can scramble. Because I know they coming. So sometimes the line miss a block, and you got to be able to run up out of there sometimes. So me personally, as a head coach, I'm going to want a quarterback who can scramble. Whether they can scramble to run or scramble to throw, you got to be a little more mobile in today's game.
I just think Brady has the benefit of the doubt. He's been in that system 15 years. They protect him. You got 5 multiple guys on the field at a time. It's kind of hard to stop those guys. You've been in that system so long. You should know. You should be able to run in from the left, right. Name me one guy that's been in the system 12 to 15 years with the same coaching staff, with the same plays, and don't show me that they're not successful. Now, like I said, Brady is a great quarterback, and I'm not hating on the dude. Dude is he really is in the top 3. That was just my personal top 3. I think he's still in the top 3 of quarterbacks because the dude, like you said, he puts the ball where it needs to be.
Well, listen,
come back. I mean, he gives you everything.
It's good that you say that that's your top 3 because in the world of football,
everybody number 1.
He's number 1.
Yeah, I mean, everybody can say that, but just because everybody thinks that way doesn't make it true because there is no criteria for what makes you the greatest.
5 rings kind of make you better than everybody.
No, that's not true because if that was the case in basketball, Bill Russell would be the greatest.
Bill Russell is the greatest.
He is.
Who said he's not?
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Who's better than Bill Russell?
He's not.
Who's better than Bill Russell?
If you want to talk about numbers, then you have to go with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You want to talk about the best scorer, you have to go with Michael Jordan. You want to go with the best. I mean, it's so many criteria to everything. So
but
like
it's still,
like.
But yeah, absolutely, it still comes down to what the people
You said
like.
5 different things. No, I didn't say. You asked me who's the greatest in basketball because you said rings don't matter, and
well,
I'm telling you,
I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you who was the greatest. I said if it was based on those statistics,
I'm telling you who won.
This person would be different.
I can tell you one thing, Memphis. These guys on Sportstalk Uncut don't know nothing about greatness. You got 2 of them up in here with Lions gear on and 1 with Red Wings gear on.
Well, you wrong right there because the Red Wings are great
organization ever played.
And they hockey, baby. We all
what you thought.
Wait a minute. No,
you can't go on that one.
You know you can't.
Red Wings are the New England Patriots of the NHL. I'm sorry.
One at a time, guys. One at a time.
Wait a minute.
That is a true statement he just made.
Listen, man.
Yes, very true.
The Red Wings are okay. They are not the greatest team in hockey.
Historically. We talking historically.
Historically,
they're the greatest.
No, they're not.
Who better?
Whoever came from Canada. That's who.
Antonio, we appreciate your call, bro.
Thank you, Memphis. We got to go.
Have a good night, man.
Y'all didn't let this man come up.
Sorry, I couldn't get at you, Ontario, because I had some things to tell you. But that's okay.
But that's a good
you can call back next week.
That's a good segue right into our top 10 quarterbacks, though. Y'all want to get into that real quick?
Well, ain't no sense in letting the caller go because he's the one
who started. We're still on the call.
Oh,
let's do top 5. Let's not go top 10.
Let's level set, though. Somebody else call in.
Well, let me do mine first.
Okay.
Right quick.
Wait a minute. Before we do this, let's set some ground.
No.
Yes. I will go by this season, not by 500 damn other seasons.
The season's only 3 games in the season.
It's not 3, it's 6.
You can't go by anyway. You can't go by it. It's too small of a sample.
So how long we going for?
All time. You said this playing right now. Who are the best 10 that's playing right now?
Let's go with who's playing
right now.
Playing right now. Let's go with playing right now.
Number 1, Tom Brady.
Playing right now.
Number 2, Tom Brady. Number 3, Tom Brady. Number 4, Tom Brady.
Number 5, shut the hell up and let other quarterbacks in there. Tom Brady.
Y'all hear number 5?
Tom Brady first.
Hold on, B. Did you hear number 5?
Yeah.
Number 5 was Aaron Rodgers.
With his broke ass. Anyway. With his broke ass. Anyway.
Your top 5, B.
Hold on, you gotta do it like Michael Irvin though. Tom Brady. Tom Brady. Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
Aaron Rodgers is number 5 for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So B, give us your top 5.
Playing right now.
Top 10. Where you going 5?
5.
No.
Let's go 5.
No.
You trying to get your boy on?
I'm going 10. Go.
He went 10. What did he say?
He went 10. I'm going 10.
I went 5.
He didn't go 10. He went 5.
No, y'all wasn't here earlier. 6 through 10. Everybody else sucks. That was 6 through 10.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, so come on. I got this.
Okay, go get your 10.
Ain't nobody paying with nothing with G saying any damn way. He need to sit his ass down.
I bet you he gonna say
Further
Tom
down.
Brady number 1.
Oh, he's good. Yeah, he's number 1. I put Barry Sanders number 1 as a running back. He didn't win shit, but he's the best running back. So
Man, get your quarterback.
so number 1 is Tom Brady.
Okay.
Number 2, quarterbacks. I have to say
You ain't prepared.
Drew Brees. No,
You better not say Stafford.
man, shut up and sit on the other side of the phone. Anyway, number 2 is Brees.
Okay.
Number 3.
Slow and painful, Bstrilla. I feel like I'm having surgery.
You know, I
No
hate to
anesthesia.
say this stuff, but I had to say Aaron Rodgers is number 3. Number 4 is. You keep interrupting me, it's going to take longer. So shut up all that whistling. Come on now. I'm getting violent today. I'm
trying to figure out where he gonna put Matt.
Anyway.
I got my team written down. Normally he got.
Matt Stafford's in my top 5. He is 5. I'm trying to figure out who 4 is.
You can't even count. This man can't even count in the right direction.
Oh Lord,
He count in the right direction. I'm answering his
Did
question.
he skip 4?
I'm worried about what I'm
Skip the hell out
I'm
of 4.
trying to tell you what 4 is. Damn, leave me the hell alone.
Oh wow!
I just got in here.
Now I know why.
That's
I
all
raised
y'all.
his struggle.
Anyway,
Who number 4 be?
the Lions ain't struggling because of me.
Who's number 4?
Who's your 4 pick?
Number 4,
The one who wanted to
He been
level
at, he
set.
been at the
Ben
bar.
Roethlisberger is number 4.
Ben Roethlisberger is number 4.
Okay. So let's start.
So
So when that's
Stafford was
Stafford is 5.
Okay.
6 would be
Matthews,
Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers 6. Okay.
Number 7 is Russell Wilson. I want to say Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson. He ain't garbage.
Quit giving commentary
And
and man.
tell him to stop. Anyway, number 7 is let's see.
You said Wilson. Who number 8?
No, 6 was Wilson.
You said 6 was Rivers.
Rivers. Okay, 7 is
7
Wilson.
You know, if he was your little brother,
8.
you just want to beat his ass.
Yeah. Right now, you be on the wall like these.
Let me go with Cam Newton.
All the way at 8.
Damn, Newton all the way at 8.
All the
Wow.
way at 8.
So
9 would be. This is my list. Shut the hell up.
Last
Anyway,
year-
9.
Last year's MVP not in your top 8. Golly.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's in there, but you're talking
Matt
about.
Number
We're
9.
not talking about last
Go
year.
ahead, Bstrilla. Do
Damn.
your list, man.
Number 9 is Matt Ryan, and number 10 would have to be. Can't say that because he don't play.
Lord have mercy. You don't know. You got top 9.
Top 10 would have to be the 10th.
Andy Dalton.
Oh no.
No,
Oh, you pick-
that's be
you
like
pick
saying
him.
St. Flacco.
That's when he get fired, right? That's when G say stand up and
Right.
tell him to get the F out. He say Andy Dalton.
Really, after past 9, there ain't really anybody on 10 level.
Wow.
Oh,
What did I say before they got here?
you did.
Yeah, I think I have to.
It's
bow
five.
out and
It's
10,
5
but-
quarterbacks in the league, and the rest of them pretending to be.
All right, Ike. Bstrilla has stalled at 9.
Go ahead. You can go. I'll wait.
You want to go last?
I want to get my
No, you
I wanna
ain't
get my team.
You ain't a star. Go ahead, man.
All he gonna do is say LeBron should have been a quarterback.
LeBron get
Nah,
his
we
ass lit
gonna
up if
get
he
to
was
the
a
NBA
quarterback.
later.
Okay.
We're gonna get to the
LeBron
NBA later.
would got his ass lit up as a quarterback anyway.
Number 1, Tom Brady. Number 2, Aaron Rodgers. Number 3, Matt Ryan. Number 4, number 5, Cam Newton. Number 6, Phillip Rivers. Number 7, Matthew Stafford. Number 8, Ben Roethlisberger. Number 9, Russell Wilson. Number 10, Alex Smith.
That's a good list. That's a good list.
That's
Can I
a good
get my
list.
list now?
Yeah, let the caller do it.
Yeah, go ahead, Memphis.
All right, Tom Brady, number 1 and 4.
Did he just not
You
say
say number one.
Hold on.
Hey,
Hold on.
Ontario,
Whoa, whoa.
hang up right now.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Ontario. Hold on, Ontario. I got
Just
a
hang up,
problem.
man.
Ontario, now I got a problem. I just not know. You just did not.
He did.
You did not.
He did.
Tom Brady number 1.
He did.
Out your mouth about 20 seconds ago. You said Aaron Rodgers was a better
Don't
quarterback.
hang up.
So how you gonna not put Aaron Rodgers number 1? I just know you was gonna say Aaron Rodgers 1 and Brady was 2. But I'm gonna let you go. I'm done. I'm gonna go and let you go on that.
And that was a mini Ike's corner.
And he need to hang up just for that.
Go ahead, Ontario. Go. I'm gonna let you finish.
Just for that.
I'm just a little shocked that Aaron Rodgers wasn't your number 1.
Did he hang up? Did you hang up?
He couldn't believe he said it himself.
Yeah.
Call back until give us your pick. You can't believe you said that yourself and hung up.
Got mad at his damn.
Got mad at yourself and hung up. Yeah, you let that slip. So you've been thinking all this time Tom Brady was number one. You just trying to call us and talk to us.
Even though Ontario, I like you.
Here you go. He back.
You need to hang up on that. Don't call us with that
You
now.
gonna hang up
Wait a
You
minute.
done got mad at yourself.
How you
and
gonna
hung
hang
up, man?
Come on, Memphis.
No, y'all hung up on me.
Oh man, yeah, okay. Yeah, we hung up.
Hey, that's that cricket. That's that cricket bomb.
Cricket better than that.
All right, Mr. Ontario, you're on with your top 10 quarterback list. Number one, Tom Brady.
Number 2,
Yes. It's Breeze.
number 3,
Oh my.
number 4,
Rivers.
number 5,
Wentz.
number 6,
Who the fuck is Wentz?
Stafford.
number 7,
Big Ben.
number 8,
Carr.
number 9,
Carr who?
Ryan.
number 10.
Cousins.
All right.
So where's Aaron Rodgers?
His list crazy as hell.
Aaron Rodgers don't make your list?
Rogers number 3.
You didn't say number 3 was Rodgers?
Yeah.
Memphis, the only
No,
thing you
we
got
gonna
right
rewind
is
that
number
back.
one.
He said Breeze and Rodgers, didn't he?
Okay. If you
Yeah,
say
he said
I miss Rodgers.
I was counting. You
I
guys
miss-
weren't listening. That's all.
I know I
He
missed
said Rodgers.
I got it.
thought
He said Rodgers at 3.
I
He
got
said
it.
Breeze at 2. Rodgers
I
at
got
3.
My bad.
I got you. I'm gonna go Brady number 1, Rodgers number 2, Breeze number 3, Cam number 4, Alex Smith number 5. Number 6 would be Deshaun Jackson.
I thought you said Stafford was in your top 5.
Oh yeah, Stafford number 5.
Wait a minute. Come on, man.
Forgot about Stafford.
That quick.
Why you stumbling? Why you stumbling?
They believe disappeared.
He put Deshaun Watson in the top 10. He ain't played for 6 games.
Hey,
Right. He ain't even played 6 games. He ain't even played 6 games. 5.5.
listen.
3.5.
Hey.
3.5. That's right.
Hey, listen.
He ain't played for 3 games,
I
right?
don't care what. Listen, what I see.
Deshaun Watson can't be a
Listen,
top 10 quarterback in the league.
Listen, he a top. You said
With a
these-
sample size of
Wait a
3.
minute, is these my picks?
I'm just saying.
Is
You
these my picks?
just said at the beginning that 6 wasn't
No, I
enough.
like a scrambling
You
quarterback.
said we couldn't go by just this year.
Then I said no. You said who's actively playing.
You said we can't go
This
by
is
just
true.
this year, though. And that's all we got for him is this year.
Did we not say actively playing?
Go ahead, man. I'm just
You
saying.
said actively playing.
Actively playing.
I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there.
Then let me forget my list. Did I say Cam Newton?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, if we went by this year, that whole list would change
We
around.
5.
Period.
Then I said my boy from Detroit, Stafford is 5. Deshaun Jackson is 6.
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun
man.
Watson is 6. Number 7 would be
Deshaun Jackson,
Kirk Cousins.
receiver, bro.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. I like Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins.
Because he's from Michigan State.
There you
That's
go.
a biased
That's
shit.
real bias. That's real bias.
And both of these Michigan State fans talking.
Hey,
Right.
that's real bias. But Kirk Cousins
Right.
makes the list.
No. Anyway.
Go look at Kirk Cousins' stats and then come back.
Listen, so I'm on number 8, right?
Well, wait a minute.
Number
Can't look
8,
at
Russell.
stats because it's a team.
Number
Anyways,
8,
right?
number 8.
Anyway.
Number 8, Russell.
Russell Wilson. Okay.
And number 9 would be Phillip Rivers. Number 10 would be
Matty Ice.
Why you just giving them shit?
Because that's I think
He
he
don't
had.
know.
He was in his top.
If he
10.
don't know his damn top 10, he don't know.
That's who was in there.
who's in my top 10?
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Matt Ryan, number 10.
He just
Matty
giving
Ice.
it.
Matt Ryan 10.
Matt
Big
Ryan.
Ben, Big Ben don't make my list no more.
Matt Ryan's better than Cousins. You know that, right?
Now
Why?
Derek.
Because he grabbed
He like,
coaches.
yeah, he do that kind of stuff. He ain't on my list no more.
And Big Ben is he's falling off, but I was looking at history. I was going by him, and he's still playing. He is.
He's 12 years
taking
with the
a step
same
back.
organization, playing in the same system, and he's won a Super Bowl. Two Super Bowls. Sorry,
Yeah.
2 Super Bowls.
Yep.
So,
And he won his
Well,
first year
Memphis
in the
said
league.
Super Bowls don't mean nothing.
Yeah, he said that don't mean nothing. You can win 5 and that don't make you great.
Who said that?
Nobody said it. We making it up.
Oh,
we
I
got
do.
alternative facts on our show.
I also want to say something to
we
G,
got
too.
alternative facts on our show, Memphis.
I also want to say something to G, too, because of something I heard earlier.
We
in the
have alternative
conversation.
facts. You didn't say that. We made that up.
And before y'all say it, we still got to get a number. I know a caller on the line, but the number 248-429-7224.
7224.
So if you want to call in, call us, please.
Go ahead, Bstrilla.
So, G, you said that Dan Marino wasn't a winner.
Absolutely.
The motherfucker had to get to the Super Bowl. When he got to the Super Bowl, he had to win, didn't he?
Did he?
Okay, then anyway, so that dismisses that.
Wait a minute.
You have to win to get to the Super Bowl, right?
Listen, man, you got folks.
I don't get that point.
You got folks in sports.
But you can't say he's not a winner.
I can, and I did.
But you base it on nothing because he didn't win the Super Bowl. He was in the Super Bowl. You have to win games to get to the Super Bowl.
Hold up.
Let me say this.
Getting to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl are two entirely different things.
Because I know a team with
Ask Matt Ryan.
That's just like saying
Jim Kelly.
that's just like saying the Pistons got to.
Doesn't make you any less of a quarterback because of it.
Jim Kelly went to 4 straight Super Bowl.
Right. He's still a great quarterback.
You know he's not.
I know that with basketball they say the opposite, so that's biased because they say, well,
We not talking Memphis.
blah blah blah. So it
Memphis.
doesn't matter to make it to the Super Bowl.
There's only one dude on this show that says
Memphis.
LeBron James is the greatest, and
Memphis.
his name is Ike.
Memphis.
None of the rest of us
We
will ever
talking
co-sign
football,
that.
Memphis. When we want to talk basketball, just stay on the line and I'll talk to you. We on football right now. And somebody said Jim Kelly was a great quarterback.
And
no, he was a good quarterback.
He
And
was
Jim
a great
Ke-
quarterback.
wait a
If you could take your
I remember
team,
Jim Kelly on
over
the
the years.
broadcast saying that he wasn't great.
He said he was good.
He said he was good.
He was good.
Barry Sanders said he wasn't the best running back either. He said
He's
Jim
not.
Brown was.
He's not the best running back. He's
He
the
is the
best
best.
running back Detroit has ever seen.
No, he's the best running back ever. He can do stuff that no other running backs could do. That's what sets
You saying
players
wait a minute.
on that level.
So
Tom Brady
wait a
does.
minute.
I ain't never seen other quarterbacks do.
Let me ask you
That
a question
makes
now.
him
Let me
great.
get a question in to you.
He cussing you out without cussing.
Was Barry Sanders better than Sweetness?
Yep.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Was Barry?
Put Barry Sanders
You know,
on
we
one
got a
those
lot of
lines.
great running backs.
It's only one dude that it's only one guy
Listen,
you'll
man,
name that I
y'all
will not
say-
argue against with you if you want to say he was better, and that's Jim Brown.
The only
I got
people-
you on that one.
the
I won't argue with you about Jim Brown.
The only people that I know to say, and I think Barry was great. Don't get me wrong. But the only folks that I know to say Barry Sanders was the greatest running back of all time is everybody from Detroit.
That's a lie.
Not true.
That's a lie.
That's not true.
That's over the
But I'm
nation,
not-
man. That's a lie.
He from Memphis. Everybody you know and you grew up with, who they say the go to running backs is.
It
Ontario.
got to either be between Barry Sanders and where I'm from. They say O.J. Simpson.
And they say
and
Emmitt Smith.
Y'all think Barry was better than the Juice?
I do.
Yep.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Do y'all know Barry ain't never had a commercial outside of up here on Telegraph and 12 Mile?
What's that got to do with him being a better runner?
I'm gonna tell you what that has to do with it. When you along with greatness comes mainstreamness. And mainstreamness,
No. It depends on the individual. Sometimes people don't want to be in the limelight. Barry has never been in the limelight, period,
That's
in his
why-
whole career. He doesn't want to be. He was never that type of individual, G. You can't just go by mainstream everything just because one player is
Did he
good.
play a mainstream?
That's bullshit.
Did he play a mainstream sport?
Barry was
Okay.
10 times above O.J. Simpson.
Listen, man. Listen here.
Tim Tebow was marketable.
Listen, man.
Commercials ain't got nothing to do with the
Listen,
player.
man. Listen, man.
That's just a ridiculous
Wait,
comment to
let-
make, man.
listen,
I'm sorry.
no,
It's just ridiculous.
it's
Yes,
not-
it is.
If it's ridiculous, then why is it that the other running backs, like Sweetness, is known throughout the world?
So is Barry.
So is Barry.
Barry is not known throughout
Yes,
the world.
he is.
Yeah,
Man,
he is.
listen,
Yes,
man.
he is.
Not the world.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Listen, man, if the man shied away from publicity, y'all don't know, if the man shied away from publicity, there's a reason that stopped him from becoming what he should have been.
People still know him.
We're not talking about what, listen, man,
Because of his
superstars,
talent.
listen,
Because of his ability.
superstars are not about what they do on the field. It's about what they do in the overall
But we're not
career.
talking about what they're doing off the field. I'm talking about what they're doing on the
You
field.
said he was the greatest running back.
He is.
He's not seen as that.
By who?
I'm telling you, he's
By who? Besides Dallas Cowboy fans and Chicago
Nobody that don't have a ring ain't the greatest nothing and nothing. Nobody that doesn't have a championship ain't the greatest in
That's
nothing.
a falsified statement.
No, that's
sorry. No, it's not. It's not true. He's the greatest running back.
All right.
Sorry.
All right.
He's known throughout the world.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, Jim.
You would.
If you don't have a championship, you ain't the greatest in nothing.
Shit.
So Barry ain't the greatest.
Not the
So you're telling me right now? So going by what you said, because you saying championships is all. That's it.
That's not.
So
that's what you saying. I'm saying
that's what
not
you're insinuating.
No, he said,
That is not what I'm saying.
Exactly what you're insinuating.
The greatest if you haven't been a champion.
I disagree. I don't see your only running back. Like I said, the only running back. Hold on.
Is Jerry Rice a champion?
The only running back that I will not argue with you with is if you say Jim Brown.
You cannot argue with me on anything you like.
That's it.
But Jim Brown doesn't have a championship either.
He has championship. It just wasn't called a Super Bowl back then. The NFL championship.
Listen,
there was separate leagues.
Listen, man.
There were separate leagues.
Listen, man. Them guys don't have a championship that is recognized universally. Therefore, they are not.
Those guys who played before the merger, they do with it.
Man, don't you know Jim Brown don't even know he Jim Brown?
That's because he's 177 years old now.
That's because nobody else
played in the league with no helmet half the time.
They had leather helmets and one strap in the front. I mean, he had a kicker helmet on.
Listen, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I mean, I know that we can go on and on about this, but I'm telling you, man, there are running backs, man, that are considered way better than Barry only because they were great running backs and they won championships.
It's too many of those. You can go with me.
No, man. I'm sorry. That's not holding any ice to nothing.
Listen, man.
It's not. Emmitt Smith. You can say Jim Brown.
And people will argue to this day Emmitt Smith was not a better runner than Barry because if Barry had the line that Dallas had, that he would have more yards. That's the conversation. And people all over the world have that conversation. Because it's Barry versus Emmitt Smith. Ain't got nothing to do with no damn Super Bowls.
The people who say that are people who follow losers. Your franchise is a losing franchise. Barry knew they were a losing franchise. That's why he quit. Calvin Johnson, who was another franchise player, said they wasn't shit, and I quit. Listen, greatness is just like Memphis said. It takes a winning team to become winners, right?
But that don't stop you from being great.
Barry ain't won nothing since high school.
He's still a great player.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's not a good player.
He's a damn good player.
Top 3 running back ever. Come on, you know what? You just
that doesn't make him great.
Yes, it does.
That doesn't make him great.
Yes, it does.
So that means
I know you watch games with Barry Sanders, and I know you see some of the amazing shit that he can do when he runs that no other running back has ever done in the history of football. Ever. I have never seen a running back never do that stuff he does.
Because you ain't seen a lot of running backs.
You a goddamn right. I see a lot of running backs. I watch football every goddamn Sunday. What you talking about?
But did you see Franco Harris?
Yes.
Did you?
Yeah, I was following football then.
He was considered great too.
He ain't got nothing on Barry.
Did you see Larry Zonka?
A little bit of him.
A little bit. Yeah, he was also considered a great. See, this is what I'm saying. We throw this title of greatness around. In my opinion,
better than Barry.
That's just your opinion.
True.
That's a few people's opinion. But it's the same opinion people have about Tom Brady being another one quarterback. It's the same opinion.
I'm telling you about running backs with championships.
I'm telling you about great running backs. I could give a fuck about regular.
Trent Dilfer got a championship.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Does Trent Dilfer is a great quarterback because he went to a Super Bowl?
That means he ain't shit. At the end of the day, he ain't nothing.
But he went to a Super Bowl.
He went. So it ain't about going.
He played in the Super Bowl.
Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, guys.
Right.
Sorry, he won.
Yeah.
He didn't just go. He won.
Yeah, he won a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl.
Well, guess what?
Arguably the top.
Well, guess when he retires, we can say
he retired already.
Okay, so
guess he ain't going to no hall, and he ain't nobody calling. They don't even talk. He's a commentator.
I'm only trying to get my point across. I'm not trying to shit on Barry. I'm just trying to tell you at the end of the day, Barry was a great player on a bum team, and it don't mean a damn thing. He does. Ask him. Ask Barry what he wanted. He wanted a ring.
You arguing something different than what
I'm not arguing something.
To me, he's still.
If we had Barry on this show,
his ability and what he did on the
trying
field,
to bend the road the way you want to walk it.
He was still the better.
We're talking about who's the best running back. We're not talking about championships. So if we what he wanted, what kind of damn commercials he's in, we're talking about.
You howling in the mic, man.
But if Barry, if we gonna say that Barry was great, we also have to look to the other sports and say there's some other great guys like that don't have no championships. See, I want to compare apples to apples, right?
Reggie Miller, he wasn't great.
Don't compare basketball.
Reggie Miller wasn't nothing. He was a set shooter that couldn't run, couldn't dunk, couldn't jump. He could shoot the three, and he don't have nothing for it.
And we're not going
he don't even compare to the kids in the NBA now. You got to do like Steph Curry, who can do it all and shoot the ball better and got championships. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Back then.
Man, it's basketball. It's been it's 5 men with a ball, and the basket been at the same height since they invented the game.
But you say soft as hell, man.
Who saw
the league now?
The league.
Why is it soft?
What?
It is. Y'all see it. You know
the hell all the time. Don't even start with that shit. You know it's soft. You done sat here and said it's soft.
What I said
on air.
On air.
They don't play defense.
But Reggie Miller was soft. But Reggie Miller himself was soft.
I agree with you on that one. Reggie Miller was soft.
He couldn't check nobody. He couldn't run. He couldn't jump.
His sister was better than him.
Exactly.
Y'all, yes, he was.
All he could do is plant his feet if ain't nobody on him.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all say he was great only because at one time he
held
the records for threes. But guess what?
He was a very good.
He ain't a Barry Sanders level player to his sport.
Barry Sanders was a good player on a terrible team.
Great player.
He's a great player on a terrible team.
Well, okay, I tell you what. He probably run around here somewhere. We gonna catch up with him, and we gonna ask him, Barry, what was you playing for?
That's a different question, G. Then are you the greatest running back ever?
That has nothing to do with the conversation at hand.
Let me tell you something about. Greatness.
Deion Lewis has a ring, but that don't make him a better running back than Thurman Thomas.
I'm just trying to tell you what greatness means to an individual who is striving to be great.
But that's not the question we were talking about, G.
If he ain't great to himself, how he gonna be great to you?
That's his own personal damn problems. He's great to the rest of the world. He's great to the rest of the world.
So y'all say.
So you mean to tell me, okay, it's okay if everybody says Tom Brady's at the top of his game. I don't give a fuck about his damn rings. He's still the greatest quarterback ever because he can make plays. Because he can make plays.
No, that's not why he's the greatest quarterback.
Oh my goodness! I got to.
Yes, it is the way.
Bstrilla just kicked me off the show. Memphis, y'all take care of it.
That's because he ain't got nothing to ride on. We talking about greatness. We ain't talking about no bullshit endorsements. Come on now.
That's all a part of it.
It's not a part of it. If an individual doesn't want to have endorsements, he don't want to have endorsements.
My 9-year-old daughter knows.
So G, if Barry Sanders had 3 rings,
you don't know who Barry Sanders is, then you're doing a bad job because that's a team that you used to root for.
I told her. Listen,
this show
was good.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Like I said,
we had some topics.
Right.
This has been entertaining. I'll tell you that much.
We gonna argue all day about Barry Sanders.
I'm just saying, you just in football, everything is a team sport. You gotta have team.
That he was okay.
Because if that was the case, we could say Trent Dilfer was great because he played on a Super Bowl team. He got a ring.
When Phil Griffith put his grandchild on his knee and be bouncing on his knee,
he say, "I won a Super Bowl."
He gonna say, "Look, grandma,
I used to be a quarterback.
Right on my finger, baby.
I was a champion.
I was a champion."
He gonna say he was great.
That's a personal effect. I'm talking about what everybody sees Trent Dilfer as. Do you see Trent Dilfer as being one of the best quarterbacks ever? Okay, I'm just making a point.
Definition of champion:
Winning the championship.
And that don't tell me shit either. Does it make you the best person?
I never said Barry was a champion. I never called him a champion.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the greatest. We're not talking about the champion. So you're getting off topic. You're trying to move it into what you think is the greatest. That has not got to do anything with it. Man.
What's the greatest?
Can we move it?
Those are players that put themselves above the rest to do things. Those are the greatest people. Greatest the stuff that you ain't never seen before a player do.
Man,
all right.
At the bar.
Okay, and go have a drink with him.
So let me ask you all this. With all that we just talked about. Somebody just posted this comment. I want to hear what you guys think of this. And we done seen this comment before.
This is a Mariota comment.
Mm-hmm. No, this ain't a Mariota comment. I'm talking about great running backs. Somebody's trying to insinuate that
Lane
Tomlinson
is
the greatest running back of all time.
He got some damn touchdowns. Big deal.
So let me ask you this. All right, so Aaron Rodgers goes down with a broken collarbone. We can get back into the show now. He goes down with a broken collarbone. Does that open the NFC North wide open for all other three teams, or are the Lions the front runner now?
The Lions should be the front runner.
Already open.
They were
no. Green Bay was a favorite, man. You got
Green Bay is the favorite every
I know.
Brandon,
it is like
I know Green Bay had those times where they go on a 3-4 game losing streak, and then they have to finish strong with 5 straight. So they kind of up and down. They've always been that way since Aaron Rodgers taking over. They might have a couple guys get hurt. This, that, and other. Then they make a push.
Coming from a
5 games to win and make it into the playoffs.
Coming from somebody who paid attention to this division before any other division, they are the class of the division. I hate to say it, but they are. They are the class of the division. Go ahead, Ike.
Is we all prepared?
Yeah, go ahead, Ike.
So here's the thing. I think the Lions are the front runners now.
The front runners in what? Losing?
Just eat your food, man.
Right.
Let us finish. Let us
off the show.
You gonna let us finish this segment. And you gonna eat his food. And let him say what you got to say.
yourself off the show.
Them chicken strips look.
They do though.
Yeah.
Where you get them from? I'm going over there. Go ahead. Wait a minute. My wife cooks some barbecue baked chicken. I don't want no barbecue baked chicken.
Tell me what the Lions is leading.
So Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone. He's done for the season. Can't even come back for the playoffs. You gotta have. No, I'm not. I actually want.
Happy I want hurt. Ain't you?
No, I wanted to face him.
I hate that he hurt.
I wanted to face him.
You got to play the best to be the best.
I'm a different kind of fan. I agree with you. Have to knock off the champ to be the champ. In that sense, I like seeing Aaron Rodgers. I wanted to see him on the field because he raised the level of gameplay to a whole other level, and I wanted my team to try to step their game up and match that.
But saying that,
what team is that you want?
But the question at hand is, now that Rodgers is down, and we know he's the heartbeat of that team, who now is the favorite to win the NFC North, or is it wide open to Minnesota, Chicago, and Detroit equally?
I think Minnesota's gonna win.
And the question was to Ike.
Detroit.
And the question was to Ike. Leave your jadedness out of this.
Detroit, listen, man. The way Detroit played last week and the week before, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose their next 5 games.
Why you go that far?
Go ahead, Ike.
I think Detroit is the front runners. And I think Minnesota and Chicago.
Yeah, if the high school is the one behind them.
Well, the high school team will be Minnesota and Chicago. We must say
Minnesota looked better than the Lions in the game that the Lions beat them.
Say that again.
Minnesota looks like a more talented team than the Lions.
Who beat them?
And all that matters is the dub at the end of the game.
Minnesota better than the Lions.
Detroit beat Minnesota the same way that Minnesota beats everybody else with defense. Thank you very much.
But championship don't mean nothing.
Let it go.
It's a team.
Yeah, who won? But now he said championship don't mean nothing.
I didn't say nothing about a championship. I said that game.
So, Big, what do you think? Who do you think is the front runners for the NFC
North?
NFC North.
I think it's between Detroit and Minnesota. Okay. I think Chicago is not quite there yet.
Okay, that's no.
And I hate to say this because I do hate the teams in my division, but Chicago got a nice young core that they've put together, and they keep building some pieces to it, man. I'm talking in the future. They keep building towards. They have another offseason like they had this year. They're gonna be right in the thick of things next year.
So, I hate to say this, but y'all 3 is gluttons for punishment.
Eat your food, man. Be a glutton for that chicken.
Hey, man, listen. Hey, I have it no other way.
Would you get in your mic?
I have it no other way.
Superstar's voice is scary.
Will you get out yours so we can have this segment?
I have it no other way. A glutton for punishment.
He's a superstar. The voice is scary.
Listen, man. Me and Ike was texting during the game because I'm boycotting the NFL. So I had to text Ike.
Yes, he did.
And I said, Ike, are you really?
He's boycotting the game,
because I knew I wasn't getting none after that. Yeah. When I found out what was happening, I knew I wasn't getting nothing.
That's what he said.
See, that's the problem right there. You don't care what Tom Brady could come to this team with Tom Brady's offensive line. With Tom Brady's receivers.
My wife's team, I'll get some every Sunday.
Gee, if the Patriots
sounds like a wife problem.
Listen to what I'm saying. If the Patriots roster all traded with Detroit's roster, you would still not be a Lions fan. That's how much you hate them because of what they did to you that one Sunday.
That's not true.
You would still hate them.
Yeah, you would.
You got to understand.
Listen,
they hurt you that Sunday.
I used to be a Lion.
I know you did, but they hurt you too bad, man.
He was back on board. They was winning. He was getting something. They won a couple games. He was back on board.
And then when they lost,
when they lost 2 consecutive games,
yep,
he back hating it. He texted me in. He was like, "Hey, you're the Lions. Yeah, your boy is winning." This is the text in. Your boy is winning. They winning. Hey, I'm getting some.
Stafford looking like MVP status.
Listen, Stafford, hey man, they looking good. They might do something. I don't know, but they can't beat them Patriots, but they doing something. They lost a couple games, 2 games in a row.
F the Lions.
Them high school bums.
F the Lions.
My wife done left the house already.
You can hear him going down the steps of the wagon and coming back off.
No, here's the thing. He got a personal vendetta when the Lions lose.
He does. They messing up his home life.
That's what's the problem.
That's what people don't understand.
So they've been losing for a long time.
So and nothing they can do can taper that off. They've already done the damage.
They must win every game for this guy.
Happy wife, happy life.
So they got to win every game. So every time they lose, it takes it all the way back to a dysfunctional mode for him where he's not happy.
Yeah.
So that's what happens.
And then after your home team lose, you don't want to watch the other games.
Oh, no, TV goes on.
So let me ask y'all this question. Take it a step further. Outside of the NFC North. Now that, because Green Bay was arguably the front runner to get to the Super Bowl out of the NFC this year. Even though Atlanta made it last year, I've heard it was more pundits, more local, more national have talked about the Green Bay Packers in the NFC than the Atlanta Falcons being the front runner. So with them being gone, does Atlanta jump right back into the forefront?
No.
Or has Atlanta showed us enough of them this year to say they've fallen back some?
Since that whooping in the Super Bowl, Atlanta got the same problem. They start off fast, and for quarters they can't sustain leads. Now they beat us. They just kept the lead on us. We was trying to make a comeback, but hey,
they beat us because your boy with no clutch in his body couldn't keep his knee off the ground. But go ahead.
That ain't my boy.
I know. I said with no clutch in his body.
You're gonna see how much of a boy he is when he ain't playing.
I'm just telling you.
You can hate on Golden Tate all you want, but that boy makes plays, whether he's selfish or not. He makes plays. He's catching the ball.
My man.
He ain't off for the season.
He ain't off for the season.
Mm-mm.
He should be.
Man, the nigga should.
Hey, the dude made plays.
I'm sorry.
I don't care what any of y'all say.
He should have been a model.
That's his golden rule.
He's making plays.
He got a name for a model.
This man catch a 5-yard pass and run 2 more yards, and he's celebrating like he won the Super Bowl. That's his problem. He's a good athlete, but he won't focus. His focus is bad.
I'll give you that.
I can contest.
I'll give you that. I'll give him that because in clutch, every time in the clutch situation, he drop it. But can we done beat him to death? Let me ask y'all this then. Let me ask you another question. This is a question from Big Ike through Brandon. Who is looking like early on? Who's the front runner for Rookie of the Year right now offensively?
Deshaun Watson.
You know what I'm going with.
I'm gonna go Deshaun Watson as well.
Deshaun Watson.
That boy looking like a veteran out there.
Lions.
No, he plays for the Texans.
Houston Texans quarterback.
Because I thought y'all was talking about that boy on the Lions.
Here's the thing.
No.
How many teams passed?
We have a rookie.
Say what?
It's Galladay.
How many teams passed?
That's what you're talking about.
How many teams passed up on Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
All of them.
Yes.
We have another caller.
Hello, caller. You on the line with Sportstalk Uncut? What's your name and where you calling
waffles.
from?
Hey, what's up? This John calling from Memphis.
John.
Memphis. What up, dog?
What's happening with Memphis tonight, man? We got all this action out of Memphis.
Man, my Grizzlies, we play the Pelicans tonight.
Oh, in basketball. So let's talk about it. What you think? So y'all got the 2 new additions to the team down there. So what's gonna happen? Y'all think y'all going to the NBA Finals this year?
No, I wouldn't say all that, but I know we're going to be faster and more athletic.
So what you gonna win about?
Same thing the Pistons gonna be.
Let's not talk about them. So what you think gonna win about 55 games? Y'all gonna get out the first round of the playoffs? Get to the second round? Get to the West Conference Finals.
Get in the
I'm
playoffs.
worried about making the playoffs right now. we got a couple of injuries right now, so once the roster come together, then I can get a more feel of things.
More feel of things.
Well,
Yeah.
I think y'all probably gonna take an L tonight, though.
So you think y'all gonna win tonight?
Who they playing?
Yeah, we got
Anthony
the
Davis
Pelicans
now?
tonight. It's gonna be easy.
The Pelicans and
So if I was a betting
who they
man,
playing? Grizzlies.
and I don't bet, but if I was a betting man, I should bet on Oklahoma.
Grizzlies ain't that good no more.
And bet with the point spread.
Brandon?
No, I didn't
Y'all
say
just
Grizzlies
have
was gonna
all
win.
kind of
I said
Pelicans.
Pelicans was gonna win.
Oh
this
yeah,
game.
the Pelicans should win tonight.
Yeah, they had DeMarcus Cousins and AD.
We
They
gonna
dominate the
we
paint.
gonna let the caller answer my question.
Excuse me.
Man,
Sorry.
Really?
Sorry,
Oh, we forgot you were the star.
Really?
We
Really?
have that. We have the
We gonna
flashbacks.
disrespect our caller?
Hold on, John, real quick.
Don't get me blackballed off the show.
We might have to.
Go ahead, you the
Cause
star.
you done left and you back and you interrupting
understand.
the call.
They blackball you, I'm
Will
taking
you
the
let
knee.
the man answer the question?
If they blackball G, I'm taking the knee.
Okay.
Hey man, I just seen something too.
What you seen?
That's it.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna change my name. My name ain't John no more because I got to talk about Pat Stafford now.
We know who you was when you first said your name.
Come on, Pat Stafford. Go on and talk about Pat Stafford.
Snacks.
Go right ahead. What would you like to say?
We don't want to hear nothing about. If we gonna talk about Stafford, then I want to bring up Drew Brees.
Do you? Go right ahead.
I don't even want to bring up Mariota because Mariota is the future of the league. We're going to see him for a long time. I ain't worried about
Did you
that.
just mention Mariota in the same conversation with Drew Brees and Matt Stafford?
Right.
Wait a minute. Hey, hold on, pause for a second.
Hold on, Connor. You got to stop. I got to make sure I heard this correctly. I got to make sure we heard this correctly because, sometimes the mics are messed up and sometimes we don't hear good on our show. Could you repeat that for me again? The little ass bitch you said.
Verbatim, please.
Okay, I'm going to say it slowly.
Please
I
do.
don't want to talk about Mariota in this conversation right now.
Okay, now for those people, now it's a lot of people don't know who that is. Please tell us who you talking about. A lot of people don't know who that is. So tell us who is that.
I mean,
what team he played for and what's his position?
A lot of people in Detroit know who Mariota is after this game-winning drive last year.
Okay, what team he played for? And who is he? What position and what team he played for?
That was y'all Super Bowl.
They know who the Titans is after we came to y'all house and took over.
You ain't take over nothing. None of them Titans took over nothing.
So the Titans won the Super Bowl last year,
right? Yes. Basically, because that's how big the game is to him.
But he's still not telling me who he is and what position and what team he played for. Right. A lot of callers might hear you and I don't know who he is. So I want you to tell us who he is so we can know who he is first.
So Mariota, what's his first name?
His first name is Super.
Super Mariota. We go with that. What team he played for and what's his position?
He plays for the Titans. His quarterback.
The Tennessee Titans?
The Tennessee Titans.
Okay, that's all I want to know. Okay,
that's
it. That's all. I wanted to make sure that was the guy you was talking about. Okay, go right ahead. Now, everybody who listening to Sportstalk Uncut.
We not gonna even discuss him.
We not. There's no need.
Bringing up a random quarterback that's been in the league about the same time.
Somebody flying the kite.
You just fried him yourself. He fried his own quarterback without even trying. Go ahead.
Okay, let me see.
Go right ahead. We giving you the mic.
Say Breeze is because Breeze he puts up stats too, but he also has a ring and he got wins under his belt.
Okay, we can go with that.
So wins in a ring do mean something?
Yeah.
G be killing me. And nobody said it didn't mean nothing.
I just want to make sure.
That's why I call him Pat Stafford because he put up all them numbers with Megatron, which is one of my favorite players.
Mm-hmm.
And then he didn't do nothing with it.
So last year,
my boy retired.
So hold on, tell me. Last year he still threw for 4,000 yards and
without Megatron.
Yeah, but here's my which one of us on the show said that Stafford was better than Drew Brees?
He padded all them stats.
Name me one person on this show that said Stafford was better than Drew Brees, because you mentioned Drew Brees. Who on this show said he was better?
Drew Brees is better than Stafford.
Who I know,
and who said that he wasn't?
But you're arguing with yourself because everyone here agrees with you.
I can't hear him, so let him talk because we don't get a lot of callers. So when the caller come in, well, let's not abuse him. Let him speak.
I don't agree.
Go right
with
ahead. Oh, we're gonna abuse him.
What I am saying is, I'm comparing the two. We know Brees is better than Stafford.
So what's the comparison?
Oh wow. Okay.
Because Brees puts up huge numbers, just like Stafford. But Brees is a winner.
Okay. And that's it.
We ain't gonna even say Brees. We ain't gonna even say Brees.
From your perspective.
Brees out the way.
I don't know what the hell he's trying to drive.
I don't know what's your point.
He's just trying to get away from the fact that
Stafford is better than Mariota.
I called him past Stafford for a reason.
Past
Stafford. He puts up big numbers for no reason. He just passed that.
Hold on. You put up big numbers for no reason. It's called trying to win. That's what you put up big numbers for.
I just got to say,
the Lions are a passing offense. You do know that, right?
B, can I say one thing to him?
I know that.
Okay, so he's not padding the Staffords. He's playing the offense.
Padding Staffords.
Hey, B, can I say one thing?
That must have been what Barry was doing too.
Can I say one thing to him?
Go ahead.
Contract. Highest paid player in NFL history. That's enough said. We moving on. Back to your Oklahoma Thunder.
No, it's Memphis Grizzlies.
It's Memphis Grizzlies.
Wait, okay.
Yeah, Memphis Grizzlies.
At a time, Mike Conley was the highest paid, but would you put him over Stephen Curry?
What? Oh, okay.
Curry contract wasn't there yet, bro. You talking about an extension? Whose extension was bigger?
He did jump sports. He did jump sports.
I know. No. Whose extension was bigger?
That don't mean nothing.
Whose extension was bigger, Steph Curry's or Mike Conley's?
No,
Steph Curry's extension makes Mike Conley's extension look like if Steph Curry had Mike Conley's extension, he'd jump off the Empire State Building.
So you're trying to say
you're not understanding what
he might not be understanding what you're saying, but I understand what you're saying.
Nobody understands what you're saying.
This is what you're saying. You're saying
what I'm saying is Matt Stafford got his money right now, but he won't be the highest paid player in the league for long.
That's how business
it goes.
We didn't say he would.
You today, me tomorrow.
That's how it works. That's the model that they working.
Basically, you got on the phone and talk about everything that's apparent. So can you give us some real sports talk?
I think he called to help me because he know them Lions is terrible, and he know y'all being here ganging up on me. But I appreciate you calling.
But he ain't gonna help you out.
But he ain't gonna help you out. Talking about the one Lion you think is something.
Right. And I actually think he's better than Drew Brees. I do.
And he actually is.
And I know that Brees has something that he don't have.
It's a ring.
But if Matthew Stafford gets away from the Lions,
we locked him in. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, he'll be here.
We locked him in.
For the long haul.
You've seen your Lions so-called lock a man in before, and he had to get up out of here.
No, and this is what we do with people we know that's going to go maybe do something. We lock you in.
Okay.
We don't trade you. So if you force you to retire,
you gotta retire.
Right. We force you to retire. So when you quit, you don't put on nobody else's jerseys but ours. You got to come back, whether you want to or not, because you can't go nowhere else.
You heard that? You heard that right, Calvin? Right? You heard that right? It's either trade your ass for a whole bunch of picks, or you staying with us and suiting back up.
This is what we do, man. Hey, and if we don't like you, see, we only let people go we don't like Sue. We ain't like him. We don't like you, Iziaka, you're on the board, you might can go to. When we like you, this is what we do. This is what Martha do. So she told me this is what I do. Martha say, hey, this is what I do. I like you. You got to stay. And I might not pay you. I might give you a little money, but you can't go. So you got to retire.
So you saying that y'all is the career killers.
On Monday night on one
we don't care about Mariota.
What do you do? What do you do?
Straight up, we don't care about him.
Hold on. No, we not gonna do that. We gonna give him the respect.
Well, you ain't gonna do that. I am.
What do you want to say about the quarterback from Tennessee Titans, Mariota? What did he do? Because I didn't watch the game. So please tell me.
Not play a full season since he's been in the NFL.
What did he do?
You didn't watch the game?
Huh? No, I didn't watch the game. I'm sorry.
I don't watch like that.
It was Titans Colts. Nobody watched that game.
No, what?
Tell me what happened.
Okay. So you didn't watch Marcus Mariota in his premiere on Monday Night Football come out on one leg, throw for 300 yards, help us break a 11-game losing streak to the Colts.
I didn't actually see that game.
Time.
And what y'all win for doing that?
Y'all won?
The game.
Hold on. Y'all won the game?
We won a division win, and we first place in the division.
That's what I'm talking about.
You're tied for first place.
You know what? We're going to give you something for that. Yes, that's great.
That's
great.
It
doesn't matter. They tied for first place. We got to give them something. They tied for first place. We got to give you that. We're not going to let you call through our show and beat up your team. They played good on Monday night.
Okay.
Now, wait a minute.
Let me turn the tables and ask y'all, what did Stafford do and where y'all at in the division?
Uh-oh. We're in second place.
Trouble. That's right.
And guess what? Guess what worked in our favor?
6 games in.
I think the starting first place team, starting quarterback is out. A lot of games left to play. So it's left up to be seen what will happen.
So I got a question for you.
It don't matter because y'all's whole offensive line is out.
So let me ask y'all a question. Because last year, Minnesota started.
I can't even.
Hold on. Last year, Minnesota started 5-0, right?
Yeah, they did.
Did they go to the playoffs?
They didn't make it.
Were they first in the division for 5 weeks?
Yes, they were.
Did they make the playoffs?
No, they did not.
That's all I'm saying.
So anything else you would like to add?
But what I'm saying is, didn't they lose Teddy Bridgewater?
Oh,
yeah, they did.
Next man up. I saw the Patriots lose Tom Brady and still win
11 games.
But a big deciding factor in their record.
Huh?
He's playing.
The coach ain't out.
What did he say? What'd you say?
Right.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Teddy Bridgewater going down messed their whole season up. Just like you finna see the same thing with the Packers this year.
So let me ask you this, because you're a Tennessee Titan fan, so I'm gonna stay with your team. You think your team is gonna make the playoffs this year?
You say what now?
Okay, I'm gonna say a little slower so you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Do you think your team, the Tennessee Titans, is going to the playoffs this season?
Aren't we in the same group? Aren't we in the same football group?
Who? What? The football group? What that mean? This is Ike talking.
This is Sportstalk Uncut.
This is not the.
We asked you
RFFO, dude. Do you think your team?
Listen to me. How many times have you seen me post 11-5 playoffs?
11. What are you talking about?
He's talking about on the stupid website. Anyway.
Okay. This is another question. Maybe I need to rephrase it because you were talking about something I have no clue of because I'm not in your group. I'm not in the group. This is Ike talking for Sportstalk Uncut.
I thought this was one of the guys.
No, this is Ike. This is Ike talking to you straight from the mic from Sportstalk Uncut. Let me ask the question again because obviously I'm not in the group because I didn't know what you was talking about. I'm not in the group. Right? And the people who listen to the show don't know the group, don't know you in the group. So they don't know what you're talking about. So I'm going to ask the question again. Do you think your team, with Mariota as your quarterback, that did a great, fantastic opening night on Monday Night Football? Premier. Yes. All kind of records. On one leg.
If Mariota stays healthy, yes, we're going to the playoffs.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
And we're going to the playoffs.
Now, this is what I need you to do. I need you to call in every week and tell me about their game or how they play, whether they win or lose. Can you be honest and do that? Because we're going to talk about the Tennessee Titans. Because we never talk about no other team. So we're going to talk about your home.
We only talk about this because we only talk about top teams normally, and we bring the Lions in there because of our local flair.
So we always get local for the Lions, and that's kind of biased. So we're going to give you a shot for Memphis. So when you call in.
Wait a minute now. You said you talking about top teams, but then you said you talking about the Lions.
Because we're in Detroit.
Hold on.
We have a Detroit audience too.
Here you go again.
He's not answering the question.
Here you go again. For the Detroit Lions.
Here you go again. See, this is the thing. This Ike talking to you again. Ike gonna give you your bub for your team. Because I want you, because I don't really watch Tennessee Titans because they don't come on local channels and I don't have time to watch the NFL TV network that I paid all that money for. So I need to, why not?
They say y'all front line got caught in the
So what I need you to do every Wednesday after Sunday, you need to call in and tell us how your team doing. Because a lot of people, the producers seem to think we biased to Lions gear.
But you have to make him make a prediction now about what he thinks.
He already said
11-5.
He said 11-5. So we're gonna keep up with that record for Tennessee Titans.
So he's gonna be the sports talk guy
for Tennessee Titans.
Titans.
So come in and tell me what the team doing and all that good stuff.
What's y'all record right now?
We 3-3 right now.
3-3. Time for first place.
So y'all need 8 wins out of these next 10, right?
Yep.
So y'all can't lose no more than 2, right?
And we got the
Simple
Bron
math.
on Sunday. Chalk that up as a win.
Okay, we gonna see.
Now, if they do become 11-5 and get in the playoffs and they play New England, will they beat New England?
I can't answer that right now.
Why not?
So
you can say 11-5.
All right, so we got another call coming in.
Caller.
We'll talk to you next week.
To you next week.
Hey, call you on Sports Talk Uncut.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
And what happened?
And no answer.
Hello, caller, you there?
What's going on, Sports Talk Uncut?
What's happening? That sound like my man. That sound like my man. Yeah, I got some help now.
So
I need
Mark,
some help in
somebody
there, Mark.
called you out, brother.
Man, I heard that, man. I get under these guys' skin, man. It's just, but y'all heard that though. The man called in, and he damn near turning to Johnny Cochran trying to prove his case that he wasn't a hater. and within 30 syllables out that motherfucker mouth, y'all knew he was a hater. I was laughing my ass off. I was dying laughing.
He be all over the place.
That dude is him to the Patriots is Jason Whitlock to black people.
Wow.
That's how much of a hater he is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's ridiculous. Did you see the extreme that dude went to not give Tom Brady credit?
Oh, man. And then
turned around and gave him credit. When he chose his top team.
And then hung up. Talk about we hung up on him.
Y'all wrong for how y'all just did John.
No, we not. You know better than that, Mark. That's snaps.
Mark,
we gotta let him have it.
Mark, I did not. My two co-hosts went in on him.
Yeah,
I'm giving the benefit of the doubt.
I didn't go in on him. He went in on himself.
Well, you can do that, but I went in on him.
He fried his own Titans.
I told you he called this sports show.
So here's the thing.
He didn't know no better, man.
Yeah, he didn't know nothing.
He didn't know.
Mark,
you didn't know no better, Mark. Then you warn him if he called in and talked to Ike, it's gonna be difficult.
Yes, he did.
I just asked him a simple question. I just asked him, name one time you ever picked the Patriots to win a game, and he just lost it. Because the reason I say he's the Jason Whitlock to the Patriots, he always is on the other side of the argument with the Patriots, no matter what it is. You know how Jason Whitlock do with black people, no matter what.
Right. He's like Chico Dusty.
Exactly.
Didn't I draft him last time?
Chico Dusty.
Jason Whitlock. Mark did.
Ike.
Yeah, go ahead.
AKA the star.
Right.
Ike throws at least 3 to 4 jabs at the Patriots every show. He
does.
But I've heard Ike pick the Patriots to win games on plenty many occasions.
Right.
So,
you're a realist on this show.
I've been calling this show from day one.
Exactly.
I've never used the word hater to anybody.
Exactly.
So y'all heard it for yourself when you made it take. Then y'all heard a hater.
Yeah. Well, I pretty much told him. I said, well, I just explained that I didn't think that it was a such thing as a hater, but I think I done met
the thing that made the whole show possible on that though is, so who's your top 10 for quarterback? Tom Brady. Click. What the hell?
Hey, Mark, they done got on me today, man, because I said that we use the term great too loosely.
Can we get to the chase, cut to the chase, and tell him you said Barry Sanders wasn't the greatest nothing?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Exactly. That's what he said, Mark.
Ooh.
Exactly.
And let me tell you. Let him
explain himself to you. And listen to this clearly, Mark, because these are not alternative facts.
I'm out of this conversation because I'm gonna get heated again.
Yeah, because I think you and Barry been going together.
I made something. I don't know what that was about.
Now, I only said what I said because I said at the end of the day and at the end of the career, Barry is like a whole lot of other folks from pro sports that don't have a championship.
Oh, now from that standpoint, it makes a difference.
But that's not the standpoint we're talking about. We're talking about if he's the greatest.
But you can't be the greatest without getting the biggest prize.
No, that's not true.
You can't.
No, you can't. And here's the thing, and I said,
Muhammad Ali was the greatest because he was a champion.
I was trying to explain that the Buffalo Bills was a good team. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls, and Jim Kelly was a good quarterback. Because if they had won one, he might have would have been considered a great quarterback. Because we ain't never seen all the team go to 4 straight Super Bowls since I've been alive.
That's all I was saying.
Did you think Frank Tarkenton was a great quarterback?
I thought Frank Tarkenton was an efficient quarterback. No, I don't think. No, he wasn't great because he didn't get a ring either.
Yeah, he went to,
but Terry Bradshaw was a great quarterback,
and he called his own plays.
So I'm just saying, it's really all a matter of opinion, and I understand that. But I think that the matter of opinion has gotten away from us because just because a guy looks great doing what he's doing, we just say, oh, but it depends. Okay, guess what? Some people like straight ahead runners that just ran through people. Some people like guys that can cut and shift gears. From that standpoint, watching Barry play, I could see why some fans would say he was great. But I'm telling you, in the history books, he's not going to be the greatest running back to play the game. He didn't get the big championship.
Okay. We gonna all agree to that. Can we talk a little basketball before we go?
Yeah, let's do
just a little bit. Let Mark take it on.
Yeah, Mark got to respond to me.
Called in about.
Yeah, we're gonna
actually what I called in about.
Talk to us, Mark.
Y'all gonna get out of here.
No, we in overtime.
We in overtime. Go. This is called overtime. Sports Talk.
Do your thing, Mark. Right. You are always welcome.
We're in overtime.
That's why we uncut, baby.
I was just putting y'all on alert that something weird going on with Draymond and that knee is getting interested in the West now. You gonna look up? You're gonna be looking at OKC in the finals. What you gonna do?
What they gonna do? Draymond go down. What they gonna do? Listen, I want to say something about Golden State now.
Well, let me.
Tony said. The coach of the other team they play said, y'all talking about we don't play no defense. Shit, Golden State don't play no defense. Why Golden State don't play no defense now? Guess why? Why? Who is the head coach? Steve Kerr. We finna run up some points. I saw the first quarter and I went to sleep.
And y'all are going to base that off of the first game of the season.
121 points.
You have to.
Well, 102. They're going to average about 130.
Who had the best defense in the league last year?
Warriors.
Who would that be?
Year before that, the Warriors.
But his case is it was not under the main coaches.
Listen, man.
Here we go again. Let me
tell you what y'all saw last night. Let me tell you what you saw last night. You saw one team that they don't get no idea of what they're going to be with each other versus a championship team who says, you know what? We ain't going to kill ourselves. We'll see y'all at playoff time. We're going to smash all of y'all again. That's what you saw.
That's what we saw.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you something.
I can agree.
Chris Paul is a terrible fit to the Houston Rockets. He's going to be nothing for that team.
I'm not.
They're gonna have to change the whole system if they want him to be.
The only way he's gonna be efficient
if they change the whole system.
They have to change the whole system.
I'm not gonna disagree with you on that.
Oh no,
no. Actually, this is the really first time, and I don't think this is gonna ever happen again.
In basketball.
I don't think this is gonna ever happen again on the show.
Mark, you are witnessing something historic. The whole time we've been on the air, these two have never agreed about basketball, not once.
But we agree on that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually standing outside. I'm looking for it.
It just might, because you know me and G don't ever agree on nothing, and we agree on that.
Let me see if you agree with this. Green is so mean and so ignorant in his head that there's no way that he's gonna have an injury and not compete.
Oh yeah, he's gonna come back early and mess himself up.
Well, but he's young enough.
That's what
he's young enough.
Go ahead, Mark.
They have reports now. It's like the Warriors, like they're worried, and they trying to hide what's going on with his knee and don't want the reports on. I think it's more serious than we think.
I think it is. I think he might be out for 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, or more.
Well, you know what? If he's out for 6 to 8 weeks, I believe that
they'll be all right.
Yeah, I believe that they will be all right because that team is now not just good, they're playing mentally as champions. Mm-hmm. And that is the difference that I keep trying to say when people say championships don't mean nothing.
Well, I understand that.
They do mean something.
But I'm going to tell you something. Guess who I saw on that sideline in that first game?
He has no. He look at Steve Kerr like he look at Stan Van Gundy.
Guess what's on that sideline?
I can't.
I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you what I saw.
Steve Kerr is not a good coach.
He's terrible. And guess what?
But guess what? When you got Mark Jackson's team, you really don't have
he ain't coached him in 2 years.
Because he ain't the coach.
He not. And guess what's gonna happen? He think he the coach. See, after 3 years, you believe that you're a great coach. So you gonna say, hey,
but the man that's coaching the team is the player that we talking about that has an injury. He is the coach.
And I do believe that too.
So it ain't like he was coaching before.
And him and guess who he used to argue with all the time?
Steve Kerr.
And then he almost punched him in the face in the locker room. You heard that? Well, what happened? Locker room? He said, "Get off my face, I'm gonna punch you." Well, that really didn't happen. And he smoked weed. Steve Kerr smokes weed. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but you can't coach and do it.
Well, see, that's because
sure you can.
Because he's delusional. He see things that ain't there. Let me show you what he see.
Sports Talk. I ain't gonna have y'all here working overtime. I'm gonna get off the phone and continue to listen and let y'all. And I'll just get back to you next week.
Get back to us next week, Mark, because we have some more interesting topics to talk about. Now, can we talk about? All right, before we go, we got to talk about one game.
Cleveland.
We must talk about.
We already did. Y'all.
I missed it, so I got to really hate on it because the start. Y'all was not supposed to talk about that without me.
Me and G already talked about without me. We're going down.
I'm listening to it. I listened to it. I said, "Oh, here they go, trying to talk without me. We are trying to talk without me."
Okay, so what about it?
That's all the way.
What about it? It's game 1 in 82 games. So what?
I want a clip that I want you guys to hear before we continue. I meant to run this clip. I don't know if you guys heard this, but here we go.
Man, I wanted to ask you, man. Colin Kaepernick, he filed a grievance against the NFL.
Yeah.
For collusion. He's claiming collusion.
Yeah.
He thinks he's being blackballed, and they're not. No, he just wants to get back in the league.
Well, I mean, I think the only way that's gonna happen, we have to start owning things, ownership, just like I own global mixed gender basketball. It's like without real ownership, you have no control, no matter how much money you make, what you bring to the league. When you look at the NFL, the UFL gave it an option. So these players have no options now. You're never going to win, right, if you don't own nothing. So I feel like with global mixed gender basketball, we're going to change the game. I mean, television stations should be knocking our door down because we're about equality. We're about freedom of expression. So people need to see this. Right. I mean, sponsorships, whether it's Nike, Adidas, Coca-Cola, they should be knocking our doors down because we're making a difference. And I think when people see, like, you could have that freedom of expression whether you want to stand up or you want to sit down without actually having to, owner or a coach telling you can't do that. Interfere with it. Think about it.
So in your league, you'll let anyone kneel, protest in any way they want?
It's freedom of speech, freedom of expression. So I feel like that's going to be the game changer where players feel like, because some players have different religions. Right. You should be able to say, I want to kneel, I want to stand. But without ownership, you'll never have that option. They're going to have to start their own league. Maybe, Kaepernick, whether he want to come and stay in shape and play in our league, our basketball league, or I help him start his own league, because I think maybe that's what I might do next. Start the football next.
Right, because you're a businessman.
Yeah.
And you started a lot of different companies. You're willing to let Colin Kaepernick play in your league.
Yeah.
And you'll mentor him to start his own little football.
Yeah, I think he should. I mean, he's a great football player.
7 out like an arena league or something.
Yeah. I mean, I think the NFL should have some type of competition.
Well, those little names that the reporter was saying. Well, little league,
the first
arena football.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, let's be serious. To start a smaller basketball league is one thing, but when you're talking about football, you're talking about a whole lot more money.
Yeah. And
Master P and Puffy and Jay-Z together don't have enough money to start a serious
with
Beyonce.
League.
So, but I mean, what do you think about his statement in terms of when you don't own nothing, you have no decision?
That would be true.
Yeah,
that would be true. And actually, the guys that's playing now should kind of look into that. They actually should be like, maybe it's time for us to try to get together and start our own league. Now, I might not be able to start this year, might not be able to start next year, but in 5 and 10 years, you can have a league.
Absolutely. And then, you know, if enough guys get together and form a corporation,
invest the money,
and you can go get somebody to come to
get some more players, and you can, because by you playing, you know all the logistics by it.
But let me ask you this. I opened y'all up to that for this reason, because you guys said that you wasn't boycotting the NFL because you had invested in season tickets or whatnot, and you bought sports memorabilia, blah, 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 blah. Would you guys be willing to invest into a league, an alternative league to the NFL if you had the money?
Yeah. I mean,
would you?
Yes.
So you would support?
I would support. I support competition. I'm a star. We support competition. Ain't nothing wrong with some competition.
I used to want the NFL. I mean, I was doing Detroit to get when what was the name of the other league? Yeah, when it was
Michigan Panthers.
I used to want Detroit to have a
Michigan Panthers.
No. I'm not talking about them in arena football. What is that? What's
Detroit
the name
Drive?
Of
they had a Detroit Drive. Detroit.
And I was a kid now. Not a kid, but I ain't had no money to go myself. I didn't even go to no Lions games back then either. But
arena football could never.
I'm saying if it was
never. I mean,
my point is, I like football. I would go to those too.
Yo, you like arena football also?
I would have went if I had the money to go. I wanted to go.
Do you?
I used to want to go.
I don't like it now.
I just didn't have no money. I was poor.
I liked it back then. I don't like it now.
If we talking football, I'm gonna have to go with lingerie football. They need that team here.
We need to get a video of that.
I'm just saying.
Can we? I know we in overtime, but we told the fans we was bringing back picks this week. Can we at least give them 3 picks to get out of here on? Can
wait a minute. Let's make that last. Let's go out on that. Let's announce the event.
Let me speak it.
Speak.
Can I get my dramatic pause that y'all be getting all the time? Gosh. Coming to you December 16th, 2017. It is the Midwest Music Awards, Video Awards. And being put on by your man, Big G.
No, it's actually being put on by Street Noise Entertainment.
Street Noise Entertainment.
If it's me, ain't nobody coming. So stop it.
I like to
read your card, man.
I like to get.
Can you read?
Can you shut up, man? We all believe hush.
God, this is a terrible commercial.
When it's two numbnuts sitting next to me interrupting me.
It ain't my fault.
Red Carpet Edition at the Senate Theater, 6424 Michigan Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48210. Again, it's going to be December 16th, 2017, Midwest Video Awards. Be there. It's going to be a night to remember. You're going to have some great entertainment, and we're going to be celebrating some great music and some great music artists.
Thank you. Let's get to your picks.
Interrupting me.
How much it costs to go? It's free? Is it free?
We'll tell them that when they get there.
Oh, okay.
A box of donuts.
All right. First on the list, we're only going to do 3 this week because we got in overtime. So we're going to go Kansas City versus Oakland. Does the Chiefs get back on track in your mind, Ike? Or does Oakland get a win versus the big dog?
Kansas City, Alex Smith. Let's go.
Bstrilla.
I'm going with Kansas City.
Let's make it a sweep. We going with Kansas City.
Oh, both of y'all can go. I'm going with Oakland.
You lying. It's Kansas City. You know how we do. All right, this just for G. I'm going to do this for you. And it's just to irritate you. Rematch of the Super Bowl. New England versus Atlanta in Foxborough. Does Atlanta get the dub this time, or will we see a repeat 28-3 comeback? I'm going New England. Sorry.
I'm going with New England because they're at home.
Just because y'all both pick New England, I'm going to pick the Falcons. Probably didn't know they're going to lose.
Well, I'm going to go with New England because it ain't nothing else to do.
It ain't nothing else to do. Let's go. That don't sound like fun.
They're right.
It never is when New England show up in your stadium.
What's the last game you're going with?
It's in their stadium.
The only other game
it's absolutely a win.
Only other game like it's going to
it wasn't against Kansas City. But anyway,
this game may be a little bit competitive. It's a divisional game. 2 teams that's trying to win that division, NFC East. We got the Washington team, because I'm not calling that other name, going against the Philadelphia Eagles. In Philadelphia, I'm going Philly. I'm going to take Carson Wentz and the Eagles to fly high.
Kirk Cousins, baby. Washington Redskins.
Bstrilla?
Philadelphia. Come on, man.
Quit copying off of me, man.
We didn't have no hockey news today.
There ain't no news. Beginning of the season.
Major League Baseball playoffs.
Oh, we supposed to do our picks, one. Man,
a little late for that.
Hey, post your picks up on.
If G wouldn't prolong the Barry Sanders conversation.
No, we're not gonna blame that on G. This is what we're gonna do, fans.
G left.
We'll post up our
cussing me out.
Listen, fans. We're gonna post up our baseball predictions on our Facebook page and give you the opportunity to post yours up too. Make your predictions on our Facebook page, the Sports Talk Uncut Facebook.
I got Houston versus LA. I'm gonna throw mine out there. I ain't posting nothing. Houston, LA.
LA's down 3-0. You know that, right?
LA's up 3-0.
He's not the baseball guy. I'm gonna go Houston all the way, and the only reason because they got Verlander.
That's right.
And I'm picking Houston because the home team has won every game in that series so far, and Houston has 2 more home games. So Houston.
I'm going with Houston because of Verlander. We traded him. I don't know what the Tigers doing. Can't wear my Tiger stuff no more.
He don't want to be there.
The daddy died.
Oh yeah. By the way, just this is for G also. The Red Wings do have an active black player playing on a team that's starting.
Lie. Hey, we're going down Little Caesars Arena and watching.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in.
Every time he see a guy that's just a little bit dark, he thinks it's a black guy.
What you trying to say? The Caucasian dude with a tan?
Yeah.
Oh Lord, here we go.
That's it. Sports Talk.
Take us out, G. Take us out, man.
You stole FOS, man.
Ain't no black guys in
Yes, there is black guys in hockey. Once you watch a couple of games, you might see something.
I told you ain't gonna get me killed.
You can't get killed watching it in front of your TV, man.
Keep trying to get me down to Little Caesars Arena.
So here we go. Let's go out
with the Trumpettes.
You are Trumpettes. Trumpinians.
Hey.
All right.
Trumpinians.
It's been good, y'all. Another great show from Sports Talk Uncut with the fellas Ike, Brandon, and a half of a Bstrilla.
Y'all know how we bring it, man.
Shots at me now. Yeah. All right.
We appreciate your support. We love doing this for you. Y'all need to go to our website, www.ventradio.net. You might see a little donation button. Don't be afraid to click it.
Give us a couple of dollars. Make a donation.
That'll keep us on the air. Giving y'all this uncut version of sports.
Just imagine you can fund our 40.
Yeah, we know it ain't but a few of y'all that like us, but we doing it for y'all. You know, some of y'all might still like watching Fox News.
They bring alternative facts. We keep it real.
Yeah. For the fans,
by the fans.
Peace. Next week.
Let's go.